Hello, me family, me brothers and sisters, me Salone family, una cabo, una good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon who side you they get we from. Family, we don't come with another episode of Salone Issues today on Voice of Salone Network. The people that we join with for the first time, me na Abdul Karim Kagbo, the founder and CEO of Voice of Salone Network. Fambulem, we get plenty things then we get for discuss, and we go make sure say we try for limit time because we also want to give people an opportunity for the call. So let we self go the small thing, the addition we then get for make for this particular topic. So the main topic we go first deal with, because as we are all aware, we program can come on, people can call so much that we not can get much time for doing analysis. So I want to set the stage whereby we go get people and we definitely go able join in and give their own input and fumble them. As we do that, I go encourage we all for we share, because the more people can come, the better. So we go able get diverse opinion of things them. And what's another topic? The main topic. I don't say where I ask this question, but could people then go say, oh my goodness, it don't come again for the administration? No. I go tell Una, I go show Una in a moment why we craft this particular question this way. And we, in fact, I go say, we borrow this particular bankruptcy situation from something where Mr. Ben Kelfala be say, and that publication day where we go back, we dig in, it go as far back as 2016. So the question now they ask we, based on an analysis at that time, where it talk about, say, if Salone control the things them where it be highlight, we eventually go into bankruptcy. So if Baku people and I go kind of put together my argument. When I give me a little bit of time, so I go put together the argument. So if we take an argument and then use that same argument to this administration, so we go beg for ask the similar question, because to Ram believe say Salone be they go to the path of bankruptcy. So given that plenty people that don't get concerned, say we still they continue the path of APC, particularly the previous administration under former President Anes Koroma. So if this current administration they continue that path they, so we need for ask the question, if President Bio they lead Sierra Leone to the path where eventually the country will become bankrupt. So let's not spend too much time, because I don't want to let people and begin think say, oh, this you the milk them too much. I don't want to let people and do that. And rightfully so, we all get right for express we opinion them. But one thing where Abdul Karim can always do, or most times do, now for make sure say I support me argument. And I need to just give me opinion right off the bat, but I try for give the argument, and then during my conclusion, I go tell Una exactly who I stand, where it come for then kind issues here. So the article, I get for do a little bit of reading na ya fambulem I try for advice Una right away. But I not go read side them way not relevant. I go mostly try for read the areas them way relevant. So, but as we can always do, before I go deep into the program, the program proper, I need for recognize the people that we don't join, because we need for give people them some recognition, particularly the people them where they join very as the program starts, so they don't join we now VOS. So we need for recognize them people and exactly I want to do that. So Fambulem, let we go first before we go into the program proper. I want let we recognize the people that we don't join we, and we go also try for do that na YouTube as we set the program proper. So let we sort of recognize people them. One for say boku thank you, particularly to we brother Yusuf Abdullah Mara. Thank you so much, brother Yusuf, for we join we. And brother Bilo and Jai Jalo. Thank you so much for where you join we. And brother Yusuf say, Mr. CEO and rest out there. I greet all of you guys out there. Thank you so much, brother Yusuf, for that particular greetings. And one for say boku thank you and welcome to we sister Sulaiman, we brother Sulaiman Sise. Thank you so much. And we sister Madam Kanko Mansai, sister Kanko, thank you so much as on all of US family. Isa, brother Isa Munu, thank you so much for where you join we, and you say they join we from Freetown. We really proud and glad you they join we from Freetown. I want to say boku thank you and welcome, and to we sister Martha Bangura, thank you so much, and Mama Josephine Bete, thank you so much. We young brother Alfred, Dr. Alfred Bete and Mama. And I'm going to encourage you now always follow now tuning to the business show when Dr. Mbete and it teach we how we for able to set up a business and for let our business they thrive. And another amazing sister who want to say hello when our sister Matilda J. Cole. Thank you so much for we join we. And we young brother we now brother Ibrahim Soisise himself now another top VOS family now, and brother Fred Johnson another family, another top family where now brother Momodu Benu. Thank you so much for we join we, and Easy Jamal to say thank you so much, sister Easy. Thank you so much for we join we. And sister Matilda say the station we know they return me message and call bad not the hello all. Sister Matilda, I don't ask GM because we really want for talk to you behind the scene, because I don't ask GM and GM will contact you. In fact, I sure say where we get for call you go really know say this is an important call. We get an important call for make to you, and by God's grace GM will reach out in the next day or so. Please be patient. We will definitely return your call, because you now one prominent Sierra Leonean where we all proud of. So dear, just be patient. And one for continue for say boku thank you and welcome to Jonathan Salone Bobo Sima. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Say hello VOS. Let's keep this going. Absolutely. And Stephen, we brother Stephen Samuels, thank you so much for we join we. And brother 40 Content, thank you so much. And Sulda, thank you so much for we join we. The most mistake ever made was to elect. And okay, one for say boku thank you to Thomas, brother Thomas Lamont. Thank you so much for we join we. And sister Aisha, she say thank you so much for you join we. And one for say boku thank you to Sahid Tolly. I hope say I pronounce it correctly. Thank you so much for where you join we. And one for say boku welcome to, and thank you again, Easy, for you say I'm not okay. I'm so sorry. I go say, brother Easy, thank you so much. My apology. You know, some thanking the Mrs. F, and that's the tell when I say Mrs. F not perfect at all. Now, human being, I can make mistake, but I hope my apology accepted, brother Easy. Thank you so much. And we brother Almami Kano, thank you so much for we join we, and we sister we also now a member of the VOS non-profit as a director, Sister Awana 2K Kamara, and Madam Bendu, we can always say the voice of wisdom. Thank you so much, Madam Bendu. Will you join we? And Brother Aruna Wanda, thank you so much, Brother Aruna. I know see you there around, and GM tell me say don't contact you, and thank you so much for you take the call, and GM tell me say the discussion was very positive, and we look forward for let you make Sierra Leoneans them proud even more. I want to say beaucoup thank you to Mustafa Toure. Thank you. It's a good evening to everyone is in this noble family watching live from Washington DC, United States. And yes, Madam Bendu, thank you, and hello again. And another prominent VOS family member just don't join we own sister Fatmata Kamara. Thank you so much. You say I'm watching on YouTube right now. Thank you so much. And yes, I go sort of fan way for also recognize Una where they watch we na YouTube as well. So we don't get over 50 people, and now we don't watch na Facebook and YouTube self we get quite a number we don't join na YouTube. So one for say boku thank, and one for say particular thank na YouTube to Lamine Dinke. Say hi my fellow Sierra Leoneans all over the globe, and I go also try for the project then comments then in a YouTube. So let we know, since we don't get enough people and now we don't join let we go straight to the program proper fumble them. So I go start by tell una waiting prompt VOS for come with this particular topic. I want for show una why. Okay, so this not the main reason why we come with this topic. So this na article where let I go back and then una go see the original farm. Well, actually now our core be published this article, and this article now all articles. So what did he say? Under Sierra Leone news, government was involved in bogus spending. Francis B. Kaifala. So we current ACC boss say the previous administration be involved in bogus spending. Then quote. So waiting the say now the article where the article talk about now alone I pay particular attention to. As member of the Renaissance movement and an active political activist, lawyer Francis Ben Kaifala has blamed the APC-led government of bogus spending, which he attributed to the country's current economic predicament, resulting in an apparent economic collapse and eventually bankruptcy. Una gets that? Let's read them again. As member of the Renaissance movement and an active political activist, lawyer Francis Ben Kaifala has blamed the APC-led government of bogus spending, which he attributed to the country's current economic predicament, resulting in an apparent economic collapse and eventually bankruptcy. So, Fambule Muna see usai we get that bankruptcy. So it talk about bogus spending, and he blamed the previous administration, even though they say APC, but it very clear saying the administration under former President Koroma. because I don't think it go refer to President Momo, because in a long time away. So under President Kuruma, according to him, bogus spending and eventually go result in bankruptcy, according to Mr. Ben Kaifala. So let's continue with the way how he put them. So while Kaifala expresses strong belief that Sierra Leone will go bankrupt, then quote him again, go bankrupt, he said as concerned citizens. So remember, as concerned citizens, the Renaissance movement issued out a press release calling on the government to watch the economic situation in the country and see how best they can reduce wastage and excessive spending, reduce the size of delegations to international conferences, the size of government/cabinet, and warning that if they don't cut down on these wastages, the economy will collapse and the country will run into bankruptcy. Fambulem, if una look into this thing way we brother Mr. Ben Kaifala at the time in a be lawyer and in a be head of executive member of this Renaissance movement. The reason we make her bring this, because the same Renaissance movement then put out a press release. But I not just want to dive into that press release there, because the supporters them of this administration go begin point say, oh, the Renaissance movement now a bunch of APC people now APC and work and stuff. So now that make I want for go back and see somebody where Boku people say incredible, it gets the country at heart. It speak up. When it be where it not be ACC boss yet. It speak up. It won against spending, bogus spending as he put them, and it won against big government cabinet. And very recently, what you see, President Bill extending cabinet. It be large before even this additional expansion, and he even do expand them more. We know anything from Mr. Ben Kaifala. So I just while we put them, we know you from him, but we hear from the Renaissance movement. So let I read not a long article this, because this not just for set the stage. Let people if they be see the Renaissance movement as credible during APC, and not see any reason why they not will be credible during SLPP. Let we be fair now, yeah. So now that make I want for bring this to una all attention, me fumble them. So waiting for and then quote this article, quote Mr. Ben Kaifala for continue for say, I even did an article looming bankruptcy of Sierra Leone. What did he say? He remind me of an article where he say it be even right, where it is a kind of title say looming bankruptcy of Sierra Leone. So bankruptcy talk or word, it be prominent in the dictionary of Ben Kaifala at the time, na be lawyer. So now this article continue, my brothers and sisters. It continue for say the perspective of an economic doomsayer. And in the article, I raised issues of economic meltdown, pointing out that the economic situation in Sierra Leone has worsened to the extent of reports of unpaid salaries. Reports of unpaid salaries. The foreign reserves is mostly believed to be drying up. The country is squeezed of liquidity. Inflation is galloping. It talk about inflation, it talk about the country reserve, it talk about the country, the dry up. And it continue for talk about the galloping inflation out of control, and the country's external debt is believed to be growing exponentially. Then quote Mr. Ben Kelfala. It talk about the country in external debt. It say it don't grow, it grow exponentially. So for the people who know a little bit of mathematics, where they talk about exponential, now like where you go say to the power. So so just imagine one program where I be do say if you see now they begin talk about inflation to the power, no say una dey in trouble. But this one now the debt level. But una remember it was I believe on Monday or so, no, last week. I show una and I go try for bring come back, so I go remind people that will not be watch that program day. I'm a World Bank where they do an article as early as recent. I should say as recent as June of 2019, this year, just a few months ago. They warn about the debt level. Say the debt level, it be high under former President Koroma, and it don't even be higher under President Bio. So if Ben Kelfala at that time talk about say we debt don't grow exponentially, and now the debt level is higher past how it be there, so it begs the question for ask if President Bio they continue the wrong path in terms of pushing. I go take Mr. Ben Kelfala in word now, say if they continue this way, go push the country to the path of bankruptcy. So if we not check the country right now, how will it go, and continue from whose side and pick up, then not reverse course, then just the mass on the accelerator, guess what? We need to ask the question. So from Koroma, former President Koroma to now President Bill, we combine them two, then they really push the country. So now President Bill a opportunity for mass break to that accelerator, for pull foot na the accelerator in terms of pushing Sierra Leone to that path of bankruptcy, according to the assessment where Mr. Ben Kelfala be make. So let us continue for read. So Kelfala stressed that the government did not take us seriously, and they failed to listen to us and the international community. Now that they come out with a release outlining their austerity measures, strongly confirmed that some of the things we predicted are happening. So clearly, Mr. Ben Kelfala, with all fairness, it points to issues them when they go on at the time. So, but what did he say? He say it do that as concern Sierra Leoneans them. Their way then at the Renaissance movement. So if somebody like Abdul Karim and other people them, they take the same approach where Francis Ben Kelfala be take during APC. So why now people then they say Abdul Karim they against this government, now APC, now XYZ? Why? So why una the supporters them not go also think like Ben Kelfala at that time? I use the word at that time because since the economy worsen, the inflation higher than where they be take over, and the dollar money don't go up, the dollar exchange rate don't go significant, exponentially higher, and plenty of the other variables them or factors that we use, they don't deteriorate. But yet Ben Kelfala as a concerned Sierra Leonean. Because remember, imposition is supposed to be independent. So that position there, and in fact, to me, it can able cleverly combine the economic situation to in job and give reason why we need for take care of this economic situation, because it go breed corruption. There's a link between the economic hardship and corruption. Mr. Ben Kelfala can rightfully make that link there. But not ever hear a comment on the current economic situation. So let us continue for read me fumble them. As I say, una patient with me. I want break them down for like the people them where still they put party business for resolve the situation at Salone, the conditions them of Salone. I want for appeal to them people in the Mr. Ben Kelfala, again, kudos. Where during the APC time, you're not scared for say, them go arrest and put in a jail or whatever it is. As a patriotic Sierra Leonean, he speak up. It's just unfortunate that he quiets this time. But if he quiet, me and you too, let we speak up. Let we take a great example from a patriotic Sierra Leonean, when Ben Kelfala at the time. For right now, arguably, people can go say something different. But at the time, it's very clear. It take a whole lot of, I go say, courage for like the sitting government. You then are Salone, and you come strongly at them so. Again, kudos for that. So let we continue for read me fumble them, and I go kind of read them very quickly as it is sort of end now. So it continue for say Naya the article. He said so referring to Ben Kelfala, he said the Renaissance movement does not concern itself with internal party affairs. Then Kotamnaya, we concern ourselves with issues that affect the country. And most of these things we say will be against the party in governance, not because they are party, but because they are government. Do you read that part stay back? He said the Renaissance movement does not concern itself with internal party affairs. We concern ourselves with issues that affect the country, and most of these things we say will be against the party in governance, not because they are party, but because they are government. We are not challenging government because we are opposition. We challenge them as Sierra Leoneans gearing towards development. Then quote Mr. Kelfala. He said that they kind of bring to light, they bring to light issues like this, not to because they were opposed the party, but then because the party within our power, not the government. So Mr. Kelfala don't make it clear, Miss Salone brothers them. And at this Abdul Karim stand for as well. Me criticism or me concerns and plenty them are they also usher in solutions. But the concerns they were always repeatedly in a year, you don't get any personal thing for do with SLPP, the internal party affairs. Absolutely not. But it get for do with the fact say now the government's not power. And now that government they take care of the entire bread and butter issue of the country. So as a result, I've become interested. So, and I'm so glad where I take me time and put a line by line. So where people where you sort of question things the way they happen. Now this government, the Bio-led administration, people jump very quickly. You know, APC or you know other party. It's completely wrong. As concerned Sierra Leoneans them, we suppose forget the right and liberty for point out issues them. So fumble them, let us try to conclude on this I would say masterpiece where we all can able gain inspiration from. So the article continue for say, it affirmed that his movement is concerned mainly to hold the government accountable, not to seek any political benefit, but however he maintained. Fumble them, I want to let you understand here. Let us just make them clear what we just read. Mr. Ben Kelfala say, not to collect a political benefit na ya, but there is a caveat where they put by the statement. Sentence day where a kind of people the previous ACC boss, let us say this quickly in passing, where former president Ernest Bai Koroma be appointed, where now the first one JFK as they call him, Joseph Fitzgerald Camara. And then he move him to Minister of Justice, Attorney General. Guess what? As of right now, na him, na former President Koroma in lawyer. And then the one way them pull they, I completely disagree with the way they remove him. But after we don't come off from that position they, he be lawyer for APC folks them. So, when I see the trend, so I go come to Mr. Ben Kelfala, waiting is saying ya, then quote him. Then quote him, we are not distancing ourselves from any political ambition if that is the only way to bring changes, then we will go for it. We want to see our country free political slavery and deprivation. The time where this person where na Mariam Esba, thank you for that, where he writes this article now Friday, October 14th, 2016. 2016. Mr. Ben Kelfala say, oh, you know they do that for political gains, benefit, but you know rule them out. On a CEO, you know rule them out. Let's just quickly, again, this not to anything for discredit Mr. Ben Kelfala, not to deliberate something. I just the reference. People them way don't do things the way Abdul Karim they do right now. They not jail them. Even those the last program, somebody say the program where I be conduct. If na Salone I be do that program day, I forget people and I mean na the domot of the studio we go wait for arrest me. How sad that they be. Somebody they highlight issues them. For let the administration think say then they go in the right direction. Then when I think say as a result of where the person vocal, then go arrest them. So let us show now one other thing about waiting Mr. Ben Kelfala be say. And that one day sort of the following year. And they bring to now all this. So I go later now show the article we talk about from the same Renaissance movement. We talk about the current economic situation in the country. So let me show this article. So the same Renaissance movement takes police to Supreme Court. Remember, they even take the police to Supreme Court. If una they see clearly by the picture, and this now the right term, April 21st, 2017. Even though not till that time that this happened, but at that time that they write the article. If una see Mr. Ben Kelfala there in this room, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I go just read maybe 2 paragraphs here. So this now by Edis Conte. The Renaissance movement of Sierra Leone has filed in papers to the Supreme Court seeking a declaration on the parameters within which the Sierra Leone police can limit citizens' right to protest. Me fambulem, una imagine the Renaissance movement and file paper, then complain to the Supreme Court. Why the police? Let the Supreme Court tell the police or make it clear, say the police then get limit where it come to for prevent citizens then for protest. How many times this administration, citizens they want a protest, they even arrest somebody, Edmond Abu precisely, where he protest. So I want for like I make all this waiting be happen previously, because this clearly shows say it did happen under former President Kouma, and it happened now. So that make we need for fixer. So now waiting this Renaissance protest see. It continue. This one clear a little bit fade, but I hope we go see him. A member and the lead lawyer of the Renaissance movement, Francis Ben Kaifala, stated that the group had filed paper to the Supreme Court challenging authority of the Inspector General of Police and the Sierra Leone Police in general, with which granted the police authority to give permission to protest in a procession, or rather to suggest other route to be used in a procession. He further mentioned that they have asked the Supreme Court whether the said section which gives the Inspector General the power was not in conflict with section 25 and 26 of the Constitution, and that the section should not exist, hence it come in conflict with the Constitution. Me fambulem, Mr. Ben Kelfala, they quote the Constitution. Say because of if then give the Inspector General or the police power, and that power they it contradict within the Constitution say, that power they not for exist at all. Now that's the scenario. But quite recently, Mr. Ben Kelfala parade school teachers them na cutting tea, violate them fundamental human right, the right for be presumed innocent until proven guilty. He do this in 2017, April, according to the article, and then just few years, it violate people them right. So I want for, and where are they do this? I want for let people and get them very clear. Say, no human being all the way perfect. Let we they get their record here. So when people let one forget, we call them. So waiting they be don't say or do in the past. And dear Abdul Karim Kagbo, let it not be any exception. If tomorrow, 50, how many years down the road, of course, for right now, I'm not qualified for going to politics or anything like that because I get dual citizenship. And I don't get any intention for relinquish any of my citizenship because of I want to go into politics na Salone. Then it is definitely ingenious of me. If I get for serve my country, I go serve my country in the current capacity. Because I don't learn naya, waiting, I don't learn naya for go implement it. But until then, again, if people and they wonder, what make they do all this? So the short answer is not for politics, because I not qualify for be a politician because of my dual citizenship. So I hope that they go put all this into rest. So, but the question now is, let me just quickly conclude this part. So, Section 25 of the country's constitution stated that, except with his own consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of expression, and for the purpose of this section, the said freedom includes the freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impact ideas and information without interference, freedom from interference with his correspondence, freedom to own, establish, and operate any medium for the dissemination of information, ideas, and opinions, and academic freedom in institutions of learning. Me fumble them. I know say na boku English then yanda. Very recently again, Mr. Ben Kelfala held an interview, a play phone about the current chief minister. But in interview, he say, "Oh, I say that don't arrest the journalist." Mr. Ben Kelfala not see that as an opportunity. It's just unfortunate that the person who do the interview not ask him. But he not see that as an opportunity for condemn publicly that act there. Where the journalist, all it try for do, now for seek clarification. Yet they arrest him. And he know, he say, he say. And I'll say, well, if that's not the case, it's completely wrong. Given waiting, it we say stand for. He don't even say that. So me fumble them, this na Ben Kelfala back then. And I don't give you now reason why we use this particular headline. Is President Biyo leading Sierra Leone to the path of bankruptcy? That's not a big question. But one thing where at the time where I want for una know about this renaissance, and we need for push Salone beyond politics. Waiting the director, the executive director of Renaissance at that time, say, executive director of the movement, lawyer Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, said most people had misconception coming from various propaganda messages about the group, and that they have been called different names such as surrogates of the SLPP, desperate Southeastern boys, and anti-APC. When I see this name calling na Salone, it's very clear from this, say it not start today. It not start with the Biyo administration. And we need for discourage the people them, the politicians them, where they try for use them tricks, all tricks, for turn me and you two against each other. Then people here, during APC time, they be stand firm for let the right thing happen at Salone. Waiting happen, la put them back. They label them, say, them now SLPP surrogates, meaning supporters or surrogate people for SLPP, and then desperate, and the anti-APC. All that, then frame them. So now the same approach the current administration they take, where you highlight things the way they do right, then quick for say you anti SLPP or you anti-Biyo, you know, like the administration. So me fumble that we need for stop. Definitely need for stop. So before I go to the main article, we talk about issues them, and I go show audio. The other things them way, if time permit, where I want for talk about, because we APC brother and sisters them, I don't want to let them feel say this is all about SLPP. No, it's about the county. So the other part of the article where I really want for also talk about, the other thing the way I want for talk about, topic them, if time actually permit we, because I go want for open the phone line as soon as possible, but I go want for talk about, ask this question, me fumble them. Should the Commission of Inquiry look into former President Koroma's assets publicly? I go play for an audio where they interview, I believe, a journalist, talk about the Commission of Inquiry. So the current person, lawyer, with JFK, where they stand in for former President Koroma, a talk according to that report there. It say it will be disrespectful if former President Koroma declare an asset publicly. What's disrespectful about that? What's shameful about that? If you get them genuinely, the people are in need for know. And this are so glad where I understand say the rule in favor of the public display of the public declaration of the assets. I'm glad for that. And waiting this they tell we, even though the ACC it go na parliament for ask for more powers, but even touch that part there. Say for like the key people them, the president, possibly in vice president, and all the ministers them, and the speaker, or if possible, all the parliamentarians them, for declare their assets them publicly. If that may happen, I bet you, I strongly convinced, say corruption will be minimized in that country there. So what is shameful? Say, oh well, if they do that to the current president, where President Bioga for commodity, then go do and back to him. That one then your argument for not for doing publicly. That it is this thing appalling. It really disgraceful. With people and where they call landed, where they feel say that they do things on behalf of the country. People say you say you get all your wealth genuinely. So what's wrong? If the public knows say you get OCR, you get Oceanda, you get this account here, what's wrong with that? If you genuinely acquire them, who's disrespect where than they get? So if time permit, I go play that interview there, that report there, because of audio, and we go up much per them really. And then the last topic, if time also permit, if not, I will pick them up on Monday program by God's grace. Now this one, Sierra Leone fuel crisis. What does it mean for the average Sierra Leonean? So if time permit, we will look at the fuel shortage where they in Salone right now. What does it go mean for that person na street? For that person, we not get influence. We not get political attachment. What does it go mean? We go try for break them down. And let we read some of the two articles them. Well, press release from one of the petrol company, and another article we talk about NP, the National Petroleum Sierra Leone. Why them think say shortage in other country there? If time permit, we go touch on that. But if time not permit me for touch on that, we go take them up Monday by God's grace. If nothing not come away pressing. So now let we go to the Renaissance. Una member, I don't set the stage for like una see the Renaissance movement. Waiting that they do, waiting they stand for. Where Ben Kelfala now be the lead lawyer for that group there. So let us fast forward now and show now waiting this group say, waiting and think. So this article now from Kokoriko, and some people in the talk say Kokoriko anti-SLBP and stuff, but I don't care about that at this point. I care about the article, waiting the article say. And that make I don't establish the connection with this movement. So you go no say this movement be they exist during APC time and then be play a great role, a very important role for let's say Leoneans them really understand what they go on at the country. So the same way that they exist, they exist, and we need to recognize them as we be recognize them during APC time. So this one for Simboku, thank you to Kokoriko, and this is not the headline, and at today headline, press release by the Renaissance movement on recent governance matters. So the stamp and boldly press release. So this is not the release. The release actually yesterday, 20th November, but the publication not today. So within the press release say, press release by the Renaissance movement on recent governance matters. The Renaissance movement is concerned about recent happenings in the governance of the country, some of which have become a cause for alarm to the people of Sierra Leone, for alarm to the people of Sierra Leone. So then give the reasons them why. So firstly, that's now one of the first reason we then give. The movement notes with concern that the recent wage bill has expanded government spending in the midst of growing economic challenges facing Sierra Leoneans. The movement would like to register our strong dissatisfaction at the enlargement of cabinet and the prominent lack of adequate female representation. So, Fambulem, it sounds familiar? Absolutely. During Mr. Ben Kelfala in time, we now be part of the leadership, where it come to this movement, it be say the same thing. And now then thing then they be push, say, if we not tackle, it go push the country to bankruptcy. And they don't say I'm back now. And they even talk about, say, it don't expand to alarming level. The cabinet, the size of cabinet, the wage bill. So the other thing where they say of concern, we all know say woman them boku pass man them a Salone. That then they of the majority. But the cabinet and then the important positions them. We not see plenty women in there. And as somebody way then a Canadian, na Canada, as a Canadian, Sierra Leonean Canadian, the current Prime Minister, then just don't re-elect him, even though a minority government now, in first 4 years, 50-50. 50% man them, 50% woman them. Today, it just don't announce in cabinet. The same thing again. It gets more woman them, this as well as more man them. So if the advanced country, and one thing that way they respect them for, where it's so popular internationally, where he respect, he give woman them. In fact, the deputy prime minister, now woman, it make it be woman. So what did he do? One major portfolio to man, another major portfolio to woman. How amazing. How we not go look at them great example here. Try for implement them a Salone. Why woman them? Now people are where they help we for talk about we also budget them. And plenty time. Now there in fact now we finance ministers then we Canada host them. Because Bokuman them, particularly in Africa, could just give small money or buy one bag dress or whatever it is and ask the woman for infect now for the pocket for the plazas money And so Monday, in addition to Plaza's money, now then they responsible for the Pekin their lunch and all the other things them. So why we not for bring them people in the on board for make major decisions them where it come for run the country? So that's now another concern with the movement they raise. So the movement continue to say, according to the press release, so we don't talk about the female representation, this recent expansion of cabinet is, in the considered view of the movement, unnecessary and creates a serious strain on the lean resources of government. I believe so. I know what they mean. So the government don't get money, and then you don't unnecessarily, according to them, add more people them, more ministers them. So the movement therefore calls on the president to seriously consider trimming the cabinet and controlling the ballooning wage bill to reflect the economic realities that the nation currently faces. The movement also urges the president to be more inclusive in his appointment and ensure adequate and equitable female representation in cabinet and all presidential appointments. So the movement, they ask for letting the government cut back. So waiting at the second concern according to the press release. Secondly, the movement is concerned about the recent incidents of unjustified arrest and detention of a journalist who was seeking to cross-check his story with the chief minister. The movement condemns the unlawful action of the Sierra Leone police and calls for an investigation and discipline of those members of the police who were involved in the said arrest and detention of the journalist. The movement urges the government to continue in its promise to repeal the criminal libel laws which are used to oppress journalists and to deny citizens an open and free society. Me fumble them all the tear away the Renaissance. Me not a part of them, but I highlight them. And I'm so glad where did they re-echo this. Because some people them again we just feel safe for whatever reason and don't like the government. No. I don't get any personal thing. I don't sabi most of them. I don't even sabi any of them say personally at all. So I don't get no personal thing about against them. But waiting are interested in for let Salone go before from point A to point B. So I condemn to the highest degree. I think it was on Monday where I talked about Ben Kelfala. I talk about the chief minister, and I talk about the police as well. So it's very disgraceful. And wait, if at all, want to go ask them questions and stuff, tell them on the phone. Don't need for fake and say, oh, I want for you do ad for we, now you newspaper and stuff. And then where it go out and begin malandulam. Why would I not call them? Tell them up front. What he do and why they need for asking for questioning. Where you not even warrant for asking for questioning. For even asking for going to CID. You don't warrant that at all. Because you know say anything criminal for going to CID. So the Renaissance movement, that is second point that we then get concerned with. And about this libel law, where if you say something, even if it's correct, but if the administration realize say, they in their favor, then can charge you with criminal offense. How terrible it be. And the other sad thing is, the minister, the parliamentarian were responsible for the government business, were now Honorable Tunis. He talked one interview. He talk says Salone radiate, not prepare for repeal this law. My goodness, we get law court. If any journalist writes something against you where it defame your character and stuff, you can sue them. Just like any other person. Go sue a journalist or the paper as a whole. So why the government need to get extra protection and oppress like how the movement right now in a press release and oppress Sierra Leoneans them for letting not talk at all. And again, I be done one program be there where I be don't talk about this. Say if you look closely, this now all law will be happen na Britain in the 1700s. Why we still carry that kind of law? And now we own country from 1965 because it benefits them. So whether they do the wrong thing, people are not for speak up. When you speak up, then push that law, they threaten you for intimidate you. And the people that were in the country arrest them and charge them with criminal offense. As a democracy, President Bill talks now the UN Security Council, where he will attend UN meeting, the General Assembly, I should say. What did he say? He don't table a bill for letting repeal the criminal libel law. We all know, say President Bill don't mean that. Because otherwise, and even Honorable Tunis, he just they say this as your opinion, but the government not even table it at that time where they do the interview. We all know say where President Bill wants something, he go do and power pie get him with the parliament. But this now say, oh well, the parliamentarians then get concerned and stuff. We go buy it and we go really accept that excuse there. So me fumble them when I see we politicians them. You don't go say na United Nations General Assembly, oh you don't table like go repeal them. And we all know say things that even don't happen will not be supposed for happen. You make it happen. Majority. Una do all kind of way. Forget majority in a parliament. Where then they absurd under democratic principles. Completely violate democratic principles. The way we una get the majority. Una want them. Una get them. So this one now, you say, oh, because of Tunis, or the parliament say this. And currently, waiting the happen right now. I go play them in a moment. Where they want for like, they pass whatever financial act. Look what happened. Another disgraceful act. As Sierra Leoneans, we need for be ashamed of the parliament. But I go play them, I go hold off on discussing that until I play the audio. But let me go to the third concern where the movement get, in where them put now the press release. Let me show now that. So the third concern, say thirdly, the movement is concerned about rising inflation, more particularly the uncertainty around the fuel pump price and its attendant consequences on the majority of people. The movement urges governments to immediately address the brewing fuel crisis so that it doesn't spill over to other essential social commodities and public services. So the fuel issue. And again, as I say, if time permits me, I go show now a press release from Total why we get the shortage, and also quote from NP why they get the shortage. So we go show that if time permits. If not, we go take them up in on Monday. So the final thing now, where the movement talk about now, yeah, say finally, the movement is dismayed at some provisions of the Financial Act 2020, which make the overseas travel interest of the President, Vice President, and the Speaker of Parliament unaccountable to the people of Sierra Leone. The movement considers this as giving a blank check to the President, his Vice, and the Speaker at the expense of the country's struggling economy. It is not only unprogressive but equally inconsistent with responsible economic management as well as democratic principles of accountability and transparency. I know saying that big terms them, yeah, but the simple fact is this act will then pass. And clearly, few people then call me after that and send several messages, and I said I go talk about it today. And people, one other person says Salone he waiting for doom. And the person right. According to, if we take Francis Ben Kelfala, an assessment of doom. And all lent here. Just imagine. At the democratic government. And then you say somebody not for be accountable. Me brothers them. And this same person, when I go listen to the audio, the same Honorable Tunis. Now this same person get for go represent Salone. I believe I understand from October, it's supposed to be the chair because now Salone turn. The speaker now the ECOWAS Parliament now Nigeria. This person now they send for go represent Salone. And the key responsibility for that parliament day now for ensure good governance, democratic governance now the sub-region. And this person now in the tell we say therefore legalize giving the president a blank check. Let he write any number per the check where he want. And not only that, in order for answer any question to anybody. Money went out to the president in personal money. And as a matter of fact, the president, according to the constitution, is exempt from paying taxes. And not even the money not there because they pay tax. And this not taxpayer money. Now in they give a blank check. Say, do what you want for do and nobody enough for ask you. Are we serious? Anyway, let us finish up and then play the audio, then open the phone line. I can't just wait for let we hear from Muna. So, waiting the movement continue for say. The movement is appalled that the representatives of the people of Sierra Leone in Parliament could sanction the passage of those provisions in the said Finance Act 2020. The movement therefore calls on the president not to assent the said law in the interest of the values of accountability and transparency, which are the bedrock of any democracy and which apply to all persons, whether be they leaders or the governed. I will conclude. The movement would like to remind the government of its People's Manifesto, which promised to put the interest of the people central in governance. We call on the government to address the above concerns, some of which are in fact major campaign promises by this government which are not being kept. So long live the Renaissance movement, long live Sierra Leone. Amen. So fumble them, now the message is then that, the press release where the Renaissance movement gave. If we now look the 5 concerns them, Mr. Ben Kelfala raised them similar concerns than they during APC, and waiting in conclusion, if APC continue and not address their concerns, then they continue that same path, that same trajectory, waiting then go result in eventually the country go bankrupt. Exactly now, Mr. Ben Kelfala in warning. So now the current Renaissance movement, they'll re-echo the same concerns. So if their concerns then their issues then now be major concerns then where Mr. Ben Kelfala be the leader, so now then be concerns. So if it talk about eventual bankruptcy, why we not go ask President Bill if it try to push the country to the path of bankruptcy? Why we not go ask him that? So me fumble them, I not get opportunity for ask Mr. President Bill that question there. But I put the question to now. Is President Bill leading Sierra Leone to the path of bankruptcy? That's not a question for we all. So before I take a break, let I play so we all go able to understand. Or what thing we go do, let we take a quick break and then we'll come right back, play the audio, open the phone lines them, and listen to una till we close the program with me closing remarks. How about that? So fambul them, let we take a quick commercial break and we'll come right back after this break for let we continue for talk about the things them we need for address na Mama Salone. So we'll come right back after this, me fambulem.
You can be my brother. You can be my friend. Have you been looking for a place to get quality education but don't know how or where? Canadian College of Modern Technology, situated at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91, opposite former Camp Charlie, is the right place for you. Canadian College of Modern Technology, an affiliate of Jala University, is a fully accredited college with a Tertiary Education Commission (TEC) and a National Commission for Technical, Vocational and Other Academic Awards (NCTVA). We provide world-class tertiary education in computer science, business administration, mass communication, business information technology, Microsoft Server Administration, networking, database administration, building and construction, and other professional courses. Apart from its conducive environment, which makes it suitable for learning, Canadian College of Modern Technology is proud of its experienced local and international staffs. Come and experience a transformational learning environment, fully equipped with CCTV cameras, a world-class electronic library with the latest iMac computers for collaborative learning and research, and access to high-speed internet service throughout the campus. And guess what? Canadian College of Modern Technology is the first college in Sierra Leone to operate the first educational purpose-only television and radio station for its mass communication students. Come and be part of this historic experience. We have reserved a space for you. You want to know more? CCMC provides 24 hours electricity from a solar harvest power supply system with a backup generator. This highly secure campus also have a canteen, student hostels with clean pipe-borne water. Canadian College offers many more amenities for our students to help make learning a good experience. For more information, contact us on these numbers: 079-630-407 or 099-140-208. If you want to succeed, Canadian College will exceed your expectations. Canadian College of Modern Technology, a place where career begins.
All right, Fambulemo don't come back, and I want to say boku thank you to we don't join and we say boku people that don't join. So now in the interest of the people let we sort of show or let we play the audio where a reporter talk about the current situation, the current financial act we didn't pass. So Fambulem Dia, let we patient and listen, and after which we go open the phone lines. So let we listen.
The Salone Parliament, the NTM don't agree for the 2020 Finance Act, with the Minister of Finance, Jacob Yususafa Bingole, before MP them, although it been take more than 9 hours during MP them debates for cut and put and take inside different section them. Now this act, before them been finally agree for them.
Those clauses relate to expenditure. And expenditure clauses, we cannot start it now.
In our opinion, it is the right time for this particular clause to be here. All of us.
One of the area them we been slow the speed na the committee stage na the well of parliament. Now one way Honorable Daniel Kuruma, where they represent constituency 46 na Koinadugu district, say Clause 42 for change Section 65 of the Public Financial Management Act of 2016 and read say the 2020 Finance Act now go give the president and the vice president on accountable interest. We mean say na money where the president and the vice president no go account for, but go use am as pocket money for the international travel them. This clause continue inside paragraph 6. Say na the president no more for agree for approve this facility Honorable Daniel Kuruma in point na that this kind provision not for day inside the Finance Act, as he say Finance Act them just kinde for direct our government for get a couple and not to how for spend this couple or order for spend them.
The president has the right to approve what he expends on overseas travel together with his vice. No problem. What we are saying, those clauses relate to expenditure. And expenditure clauses, we cannot start it now by bringing expenditure clauses into revenue generating bill. This is for revenue generation, not revenue expenditure. It has never happened before and we don't want to start it now. We don't want to set bad precedents.
But the leader of government business na parliament, Honorable Sidi Muhammad Tunis, been stepping for the Minister of Finance. He say the president and even other presidents them will be done pass can spend plenty money during their travel overseas. We make it fine for make the president get money from the country in purse we in go account for.
Those people they spend so much. Take for example, if His Excellency President Bio is in Kenya or is in Ghana, the host country will always provide courtesies, including protocol officers, including security officers to them. Tell me, all this clause is saying is to give the president the opportunity to ensure that he is able to do all of those expenditures under the law.
Exactly. So those expenditures are not to be here.
This debate between Honorable Daniel Kuruma and the leader of government business, Honorable Tunis, been last for over 1 hour and none part them not been grieved for left in company. Forget right, but the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Abbas Cherno Bundu, been rule say, although Honorable Daniel Kuruma no make bad points, but the Finance Act na one way they talk about government money business. We make, if we talk about our government for spend this same money, the leader of government business in point safety in place.
Even though the bill is entitled Finance Act, the practice thus far has been in our parliament to treat the finance bill as an omnibus bill that contains provisions relating to the generation of income and also provisions dealing with principles relating to expenditure of that thing. This is not to say that the honorable member does not have a salient point.
But after this episode, other issue have been showcased back inside the same clause 42, paragraph 5 and 6 of the 2020 Finance Act. Been get for do with that for benefit from this facility, as Honorable Lahai Mara, where they represent constituency 42 na Falaba district, say the Speaker of Parliament self forget pocket money where it travel go other country and a money we enough for account for.
Allow me to read the sentence in this way. Notwithstanding any provision to the contrary contained in this act or any other legislation, there shall be a non-accountable interest to provide for the daily international traveling expenses of the president, the vice president,
and the speaker,
and the speaker. Then you continue from there.
As you hear, not to Honorable Lahai Mara no more think this way, as other MP themselves been by in idea, and for some time the speaker been quiet na in seats and be the watch we MP them be the bank aid on this issue. But the speaker later been use big man sense and been give the word to the Minister of Finance, Jacob Jusu Safa.
Let me ask what the reaction of the minister is.
Mr. Chairman, the minister not get mine.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, number 5 has to be discussed, but we need to look at number 6. That the authorization to use that non-accountable interest, the power is conferred the president to determine. But
the Minister of Finance self must been full up, but not been get way. But for finally Greasy, the speaker self forget pocket money way if for the travel go other country them, just like the president and in vice.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I think the House of Parliament deserve much more respect. I really have no objection to include the speaker. As long as 5 and 2 go together.
We don't add value to the speaker, bro.
But now one great MP from the SLPP been pick up say, waiting the Minister of Finance, Jacob Jusu Safa don't agree for. Now go give good name to the SLPP government. When a Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, where they represent constituency 132 na Lombly and other area them.
The finance bill before us, as against the PFM Act referred to by the minister, the PFM Act is clear. Makes provision for revenues, makes provision for expenditure in Section 27 and Section 29. I want to advise that we stick to those provisions and allow the president enjoys the current ambience that is enjoying, or the current portfolio is enjoying, that is using to travel. And let us not add additional campaign material for the APC to campaign against us.
Mr. Chairman,
giving this type of
by this time, tension been done one back na the well of parliament, and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte not been tapped there but move one motion say MP them. In fact, not for agree say the president and in vice or the speaker forget pocket money we they not for account for, and them being rich for make the speaker cut the case, and also it been first put Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte in motion.
All in favor of Honorable Tawa's motion, say aye.
Aye.
All against Tawa's motion, say nay. The nays have it.
As you hear, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte not been get better support from even incumbent SLPP member them of parliament. But listen, the answer we MP them been give with the Speaker of Parliament been put Honorable Lahai Mara in motion.
All in favor of Lahai Mara's motion, say aye. Aye. All against, say nay. The ayes have it.
This time, even the SLPP MP them been support Honorable Lahai Mara, and it clear now say the speaker self don't join inside the privilege we been just there for the president and in vice inside the 2020 Finance Act. Forgive them pocket money when they travel go na other country, and our money we enough for account for. But waiting you for no clear now that although the three people go enjoy this facility, but now the president no more go agree for the vice and the speaker them pocket money and in safe yon. Me na Abdullah Bla the reports.
All right, family, one for say boku thank you to Abdullah Bla, and a really talk the Creole. Oh my goodness, great Creole news. I want for say boku thank you. This is flop month, but maybe I go left me conclusion. The phone lines they're open now, so I go encourage you now for call. And in the meantime, I know very well say boku comments then they way I don't miss. I don't know, maybe I go kind of just display them and quickly read them as they wait for the first phone call. And again, as I say, let we sort of talk about this because we get obligation to we country. We get obligation to picking them. We great grand picking them for lack. Their self go put much by this. Let their self go get say. Otherwise, we go left debt with them. But again, my conclusion, I go kind of reserve them during my conclusion. But one thing for people we maybe be find and difficult for follow. Within this financial act we then just pass. The whole thing, like the budget of 2020, but they talk about a provision where they put. And on a member, the way I read the Renaissance movement, the press release, they said that they appeal to the president, letting us sign them. But guess what, Fambulem? This not way Kinongo first na cabinet. The president with the ministers them then cannot sit down. Nothing not there in that part the way the minister, the finance minister go just take no more go na Salone na parliament and not run by the president. The president not already, and the president preliminary don't approve before even go na parliament. So I don't know how we go reverse them. Maybe we need for pressure them now, so it will see need for reverse them. So we get the first call, VOS Network. Hello caller. Waiting your name and who side they call from, please?
Yeah, this is Nakumbo, they call from New York.
Hello, Brother Kumbo. Thank you so much for calling. So 3 minutes, the calls that only come now. Go ahead, sir. What's your own take on this issue? Go ahead, please.
Well, I just want to say my disappointment to the parliamentarians there, Salone, And also, I not feel say the president self for even allow this bill for be discussed in parliament, because on in debate it talk about accountability, transparency. As it is right now, the president they get all things where he need inside Sierra Leone fund already. Anything where he wants overseas inside Salone, not to in the pay, not to in money, na Salone money then they use. Why the president feel say if we go to the extent and seek for non-accountability in press, then on one side of the story. This not just for show distrust, but I not only blame SLPP members, I also blame the APC members. This don't show say them people here, they're all not the same. They do things where they benefit them, but not for the people. And me, I convinced say this. Anyhow you watch them, na deal, na it go don't work. Because there was a time a year ago, we then do a proposal, the parliamentarian, they increase their salary, their allowances, the medical, house rent, everything in dollars. Only the wardrobe and salary 9 billion in Leone. When I check the money one parliamentarian they get per month, per year, is over 870 something million at the time, without tax, no tax not included. And the only reason we make them be delay, they not further, not because of the public reaction. The government not make any reaction. JJ Safa we say it not meet nothing, it not talk nothing, because now the official documents, now from parliament it come up. They no say nothing. But you know what? Now deal then they pay. They no say when the honorable money go up, then the ministers they save the money, then they go up. So now it make the pursue this. Because if anyone, pardon, the majority, even no matter how, APC still get 45% of parliamentarians. They accept, they allow them kind such a bill in parliament. We not they blame one person, we they blame them all. These are the kind of people that we get. And we watch some of them, diaspora people and they among them, doctors, educated people and they among them. People that we say they don't work in the diaspora, they don't retire, they know they go Salone for money, but at the end of the day, now then they allow them billion they pass before them. Now my contribution of this for now.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Korombo. Great point. Let we take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting at your name and who say the call from, please.
Hello, viewers. Hello, Mr. Kaibo. This is Abdullah, the call from New Jersey. Abdullah Sise.
All right. Go ahead with your comments, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I want to say this not a very sad moment for we as Sierra Leoneans. This is not a very sad moment for we country as a nation. You know, it really, really sad. I want to even start from parliamentarians, then people the way we feel saying that they decide how the country will go in terms of law, act, and other stuff. Then at the background where then they try to pass this act. Then they give some flimsy comment. Then at the background, they read some. They talk. They make comments. Then like, oh, we don't add value to the speaker, but the finance minister not get mind. Then they give them side talks. Then they see how irresponsible them people they be. I don't care whose party they come from. They're all. It look like now some empty-headed blokes that we just put in that parliament. They will people and just put in that parliament. They're out of unnecessary ignorance. I tell you. Now, I want to continue with the point where somebody, when at the Tunis fellow, a statement we make. Unfortunately, look, they even for they even putting words in together in a problem. This is not the people who put before now we country. We talk them in a party business. Tunis of all people they talk say, by virtue of imposition, they talk say those people, quote, they spend too much when they are out there. They say they spend too much. What do you need for tell that? Waiting at the too much expenditure wouldn't get when they out there. Broad daylight with eyes then open, then people are the lie power with them. If you out in the lie power, people then try the dark days with social media and all they then for continue for do that. Broad daylight, then people are the light to the world. So when people will go out and they spend too much. Then they spend too much, but you know what tell we waiting and they spend too much pound. Just for justify say they're not for account for whatever spend and spend. Okay, after me see one kind way, although I not for me approve of him, if Honorable Lahai Marabin come and say it advocate for letting increase the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, let them include them, let them increase their money on the international travels. But for say not to even that he can advocate for. He said the money, whatever they spend, just because they spend too much, they're not for account for and they're not for tell the Sierra Leonean people when are the money saying that this the president spend on as long as they account for and say he spend on judiciously, Sierra Leonean people are not get nothing for do about that. When they think of an act, say the people are not for even ask. Even a hell, then kind of act here no they happen a hell. Because accountability, I believe, say they. Trust me. Who say Salone the hateful? I make the caption of this program today. The answer to that now, yes. If the president of all people go ahead and sign this into bill, into law, not for nothing Salone the head to now for doom, because it worse than bankruptcy. Honorable Lahai Tawa, in his area we come out, somebody we know him very well. Now, one of the most deplorable areas in Sierra Leone, that Falaba area. Compared to Honorable Tawa, we na lonely area there. Everything comparatively, we say Honorable Tawa come out. It better pass, we say Honorable Mara come out. Lahai Mara. You know, can't act in parliament for help make you people and get good drinking water, na Kabbalah, or good health condition and education for the Pekin there. You can't say, not only for increase money, not even for increase money, but then people are not for account, they're not for tell how they spend. The one we get better condition normally, they talk say, no, this is not right. Therefore account for her. Even the educate them say the opposition will use this as a campaign tool against we. We talk the same politics. Why this mess? Let God help we country. I will stop our call that.
Yes, please. Yes.
Sad moments for we country.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Let we hear from other Sierra Leoneans. The waiting and again for say VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and who say the call from, please.
Mr. Ibrahim Sisse, call from California. How are you, sir?
I did do well, Mr. Sisse. Thank you so much, Brother Ibrahim. So go ahead. Waiting your own take on this. Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Well, first of all, this impunity on the people, the entire citizenry, the whole parliament, the entire makeup of the parliament don't demonstrate to which they say they don't get responsibility to what they're not responsible, to the people of Sierra Leone, both the one they did and we did abroad. This is a flagrant violation of, the rights of we all, as far as how them people are to manage the economy in Sierra Leone. If parliamentarians, they team up publicly, say the president, the vice president, and the speaker of the house, they're not for account. Can you imagine that a daylight robbery on the people of Sierra Leone? So, which means them people we don't get right for question them at all. Then we embark on trips and we don't get for benefit just so them pocket go full up, and they don't get for explain to we. I don't know who side we they go. I don't know who side we country they go. Really, this is sad, And the president himself, during the campaign, say it come block leakages, and at through the leakages and they go able to pump that money into other areas. We need financial and economic oxygen. And if we see this year they happen now, and we believe this now a misplaced, because not only term this, waiting for bring come such bills them in parliament, for even present them to the people on a parliament, for let people their bodies.
at this time where we go through economic hardship. You know, people in the suffer in the country. And when they come, when I get the guts for come right there and present them kind of bill there, this is irresponsible, unacceptable. You know? So the president, first of all, he don't fail the people them, and all the one that will support him. And it's so disappointing that the bulk and the majority of the parliament then supports then kind motion there, then kind bill there, you know, and then forget about the people and where they represent, you know. And I don't know how then it happened, but I believe say then get, you know, a pre-knowledge of all them here, just like how the Mr. Kurumu say. They don't get them bill, they don't review them, then get them, you know, for go back home and discuss with the people them. And see who side the people and they come through. I mean, because the people their voice they count. You see, because some people they don't prove to be say they're not qualified, you know, for representatives. Because if they make that kind of erroneous, you know, proposal there, put them in front, you know, this is disgraceful for say the least, you know. And I glad the way the Renaissance movement they make a statement, and we hope they will continue for make, you know, more stronger statements. You know, how this government shall behave. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Ibrahim. Let me take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Yeah, they call from New York. This is Fatmata from New York.
Hello, Sister Fatmata. Thank you so much. 3 minutes. So, what's your own take on this issue, please? Go ahead.
Me own take to this. This is a total corruption. This is a daylight corruption. Because all the accusations, some of these accusations, yeah, where they put by the past government and everything. Some of we not hear with the area from them, where they put their accusation there. So, but this one here, we don't see now clear for say, then can rob the Salone people them. The corruption we don't see loud and clear. And what in President Madabio tell we before he become president, now lie he be the lie to the Sierra Leone people them. Then can thief the Salone people the money. It's very simple. And then secondly, how President Madabio, okay, when they be talk say before the election, they say all man declare assets. Okay, if President Madabio be feel to say transparent, you know, to corrupt president, why he not being declaring assets publicly? He declare assets secretly. Okay, then now they go after the former president for declaring assets publicly. Is that fair? And then at the same time, if they talk say he wants to make them get all the power for use Salone and the taxpayers' money, how he want for use them? Men no Salone people enough for ask some question, enough for be accountable to the Sierra Leone people. Is that for real? Are they for real? The parliamentarian then we not say now for say we not get no parliamentarians alone. Then they concur and agree. They are done. So it's like everything waiting they happen in a parliament, any kind of bill will come, they're ready for concur and agree. So they're not there for the people. So they wait for the 5 years. Not ready for campaign against them all. They're all. Because there's enough fear to the Salone people. I go use people the money and you tell me say, you they use the money already. Okay? We expect at the end of the day we need transparency. How now you can't tell we say, well, no, the question what we need for ask now is, how much money and President Madabio don't use for the Salone money? Where you don't squander? Where you don't want to make Salone people know something is wrong somewhere. There is a catch-21 in here. Something is wrong somewhere. So we need to begin to think. For say if them people that they come with this kind of bill, now Parliament for say make they not be accountable. Then 3, the Vice President or the Speaker of the House then go put her inside the back. What thing they go on? Hey, Papa God, sorry for we. Now that's some want for say now corruption in the now we see so daylight. We they see loud, we they see clear. You know they hide safe. So now the question now they will need for think. What thing they go on? How much money where you don't squander? And how much more you want for squander? Because all them on there where they take so where they say they not ask them. So what is at the end of the day now then they for question the former president for making declare assets publicly. They in enough for ask them. Hey God. Anyway, now that's no more, sir.
Thank you so much, Sister Fatmata, for all the great contribution. Let me take another caller. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who you call from, please?
Yes, you. How you do?
How do you do well, brother? You can make people know that they call, please, and who say they call.
I call from Virginia.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, brother. And what's your own take on this issue? I know say emotions then they fly.
I'm totally disappointed on all the political leaders and the parties in our country. I start with the president. The promises he made, as we say, is moving away from it. But let me have to wait for him. They say like a big day. Even though me, I'm a supporter to him, but if he said that can be, I'm totally disappointed in him. Because that's not what he said. That's not what he campaigned on. That's a total disappointment to me. The SFP party himself, the minister, the cabinet, that bill went through before the good and parliament, I'm disappointed all of them, including the president. And now they like Robin Dandy. And why are they taking APC to court? If the president can allow himself to go unchecked. Why? That's my first question I will ask them. But I'm disappointed in the entire parliament. Where's the Juncker that people are preaching that is a saint? What was his take on that particular issue?
Well, I can pause your time, my brother. You asked a question. Yesterday, as people and they send things then to me, somebody sent Dr. Yumkela something and say Dr. Yumkela and including the Tower, the Honorable Tower and other SLPP and APC folks there, C4C people them, that they plan for come together and pass a bill where go reverse waiting they then do on Wednesday, yesterday. But I not talk about yet because I not be able to get time for confirm because now VOS want for be careful, not for the show people anything like that. We want for verify first. But if really they take that then steps then they for try for reverse this blank check, that will be great. So I hope
I hope they do that immediately because if they don't do that, Salone they head to another doom. Because this is a disappointment. The only hero why you in that parliament, and I hope people they will take note. A hero Nana Tawa. Tawa, even though he challenged, I think this one for don't see I will be happy for see Sierra opposition march out of parliament. Now they will not say at least we have a parliament. Even if the protest, the debate, they don't win, but the march out of parliament, I would have been proud of them. But if they don't march out of parliament, they voted and it's still good show. And the president signed her. I'm disappointed in all the parties represented in the parliament, including the president. We don't lie for we say it can't fight corruption. This is a total disappointment to Salone. I hope we the Syrians would listen. Would listen because all the parties, I don't care how people will politicize this. APC have 45% in the parliament. Even SFP, if APC, PNDC, NGC, they come together, they become majority. They have right. For protest, how they be protest against Commission of Inquiry and all that issues. But this is a message where they go all Syrians. It's not about one party, but it's about Sierra Leone. We don't know which people they protest for and which people they fight for. And we don't know when people are campaigning, when people like SFP, when they be in wilderness, which they be tell with. I hope we all will ears open, our eyes open for see what they happen at Salone. So that when the day another election comes, we will take the right decision. I thank you, CEO, for the program. I hope God will bless you and God will continue to bless POS.
And let God bless well, my brother. You say something where sort of touch me, where you say, you draw attention to people them. Let them think about what thing happen, and other people that don't write that. Say, where a camper, the own benefit, the known. Look how this thing passed easily. You see controversy all over it, but yet it passed in parliament so easily. With yea and nay, just that.
These are team where people from much Africa.
Indeed, my brother, you make a great point. Say, but one thing where we use this media and any other media where we get access to, remember when they want for increase the parliamentarians their salary, Sierra Leoneans then speak up. So let we speak up on this issue, so then go reverse them, because this is very dangerous for the country. And to me, again, not to say they say the president corrupt or anything, but it look like say something na loophole.
If President Bio signed that thing, I gave to many of us one before. If he said that he is corrupt.
And this to me na loophole for face whatever inquiry in the future. Because if you say accountable, and look the kind example where that man give in terms of the kind spending, how much money go be involved?
This on several times, but this particular thing is so boldly written. If President Bio signed that thing, that means he's just telling you that I'm corrupt. So after my regime, I don't want any accountability, and that's the talk.
Well, thank you so much again, my brother, and I'm glad the way we all did look at this from a Salone perspective instead of a party perspective. So let we hear from other Sierra Leoneans them waiting again for say thank you so much, my brother, as always. Let God bless. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say they call from, please.
Yes, Mr. Kabumina Aruna, the call from New Jersey.
Hello, brother Aruna. Thank you so much, and thank you for the positive feedback where you give with General Manager. Thank you. So, what are you take on this issue, Mr. Aruna?
Okay, I see the wait for further. We still get all that thing for talk about.
Okay, well, I'll just una go eye on them thing and they out. Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to tell you thank you for this topic this night, and all the other listeners and the callers. Them, I appreciate them. I want to let first say. Me, I don't got no participants over the support. Na good governance. And if you observe me call it all something how they talk straight. From day one, me not get any credibility inside we parliament. Because I not see nobody where we demonstrate that candor where we need for a politician, for a member of parliament where stand against issue. Only today we Kawa demonstrate that ever since. But member of parliament, nobody would ever vote in the interest of the Sierra Leoneans or the citizens there. This so clearly manifests because they add them the speaker by the number, now they approve them. You see the Bible, you see the corrupt parliament we get, they not object them, but they still we add another person by the list. It don't really say they know the yana for work on the waitress where everything they go up on a daily basis, inflation, the cost of living, everything they go up. They not care. They not say no. Let me put on the same parliament. They approve a passport from 200,000 to 1 million. Where at the time we just come by Ebola, they increase fuel prices. They will come by Ebola. So we not expect anything good apart from party basis from that parliament. The second time I talk, this is a dent the credibility of Benkefala, because in Canada, office it can face corruptions. What made the corruption where they fed? Let's see about what they do. This can be here, where they don't pass, where you they go say to democracy, fiscal discipline, but why you they encourage, while you they erode accountability. With democracy, where they go with on accountability in any country. Say tomorrow when the president the command of power, they not even account or not what they do. That means government can want to have 100 million people, them it could go spend free the car you want. And this also the debt the SLPP agenda. They promise when they come, we say we can maintain fiscal discipline. For goodness sake, look the bloated amount of delegates when they travel with around the world. Look, the member of cabinet ministers only they increase every day, but yet they see them meet the worst economy. The way no one day in the world, they exaggerate them. It be there on resuscitation, it be there on ICU unit. We don't put it on hold, but they are not doing anything. They will confirm their words. Their action is quite contrary to what they talk in the media. This is just political expediency, gimmicks. For make them please and base, say we did perfect corruption. But this kind of accident there, where nobody know the oppose, say no, this one they do a bad. Where you talk the brand, say in a APC, where you come out, you talk, say in a SLPP. That is the order of the day in a Salone. Even when you talk the right thing in a forum, they say, oh, now pay they don't pay you. But some of freaking continue for talk na a forum. I don't know a group with Benkefala every day at the tell them. Every day me and there will they go up and down. This is not correct. Let me demand for the right thing. But for say, if what is it called moral principle, we get a moral principle. We get two fundamental principles to operate with: universality and impartiality. What's good for Mr. Kabo, if it's good for me too. If it's not good for me, then not good for Mr. Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
So, waiting at the thing where we would go and do this injustice there, make a fellow sit down, and not talk, and not close in eye. If tomorrow let press statement say that can be a recipe for corruption in the country. If you make a blind check everybody in this world, that means it is they block you for no able probe. Let us not do investigation tomorrow because they don't tell you say we will not for investigate them. Not to emergency with DEPA. Even in emergency, you dey take record. But it's not an emergency. Why you allow somebody to go out and use blind check? So when I make contribution one day, everything with this now they see in paper is different from the actions. But we get for the work to the action, not to what they talk on radios. What not they talk on radio. So it's very appalling and very embarrassing to we listen as a Sierra this part of the world. Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Brother Aruna. Great points. Let me hear you from another Sierra Leonean and waiting here for say thank you, Brother Aruna. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting, your name and who say they call from, please.
Good evening, Mr. Theo. This is Alaji Umar from Philadelphia.
Hello, Brother Alaji. Thank you so much for your call. And waiting, you take on this issue tonight. Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much again. You know, I listen and they watch the parliament, they debate about something where they get at hand because then they the country know how the country they go, how people they show how they go. So it's something like that they come at the table about spending and where the spending they only go for few people there. Then I see them relax in the atmosphere. I know see that urgency, like other people who get that urgency for say the country one way or the other maybe kind of be in crisis because it's tend to go up. They see total they pull press release about petrol to go up. Then something like this come at the table. They relax and just pass and like that. I really don't understand what they go on in the country. This come into mind. We really get to do more for people where they come overseas because but people next people who they come overseas for go show the way, at least the way they know there. But it's like they need for vet people there. But couple of the other people there who they come overseas, some people are not even be able to make up now. So they want to go make up here and people get for look into the one day too. If the president be don't come in the promise for people can block the leakages. Now they say spend no check because then in a spend no check. If they do what you want, I don't know how they want to go to the country. Even right now, they go back and reverse. Even they go before the president, sign them because this tier don't do before they don't debate. No credibility. Nobody they trust them people again because naturally they see them. The president don't see them before they can go to parliament. So even if he go sit down, sign them. Now we people they don't talk. So we not go hold them credible again. The thing clear. Everybody see how the country they go. Then they go say spend no check. Spend no check. Anything we spend no more. And this now red flag. Of late, where you people ask question about the president in Wakawan and how much they spend. So based on that basis, now they can put something in a parliament. That we 10 years for come, maybe we will go out of power, nobody will ask them. But the basis now red flag down there. Because all this while everybody asks, the president they travel all over. Then they ask how much they spend. Then question all they come up. Now something going to parliament for let them pass a bill. Meaning, at the end of the day, nobody no get for ask us and get for code for say if they get the blank check for let do what you want for do. The parliamentarian will see that only because then a common sense for you see them for say no this that the people and them people and they make una go there under. When they forget for do that they see instead they pull slang. You know, it's so pathetic. But people and we all need for do more. We all need for do more for no for go na parliament. Even when they overseas, not everybody. Sometimes people who Sabina, they say they don't go into politics. We need for stop. Tell the people for say this now so you do now so because now all them today. Some man probably don't feel now so one go make up yonder. So now all them today they trickle down yonder, and we go for check. We go for check people then. The continue get for continue for this so just few people no more. Some people also put in now they work very hard. Some are professionals. Some people they do very well and they oversee. They know few other ones that back then then we just don't know more. They didn't do well. They want to go make up and that. So,
yeah, great point, and I kind of sense the passion, the disappointment, everything like mixed emotions. But we all, and one thing we're glad every Sierra Leonean, even the people that we don't declare Naya, saying our SLPP supporters, then fear of them on call and make them clear say it unacceptable. And I want to say thank you to them for that. Now that we wish for now this country. So thank you. Let we hear from another Sierra Leonean. Waiting eager for say thank you, brother. God bless.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we welcome.
VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and who say the call from, please.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, Mr. CEO. This is Nabendu from Kansas City.
Hello, Madam Bendu. I know you want to put you on the spotlight, but the lady with the wisdom, a voice of wisdom, but I go stop for calling that. Like, we not get you from calling. But what do you make of this whole thing, Madam Bendu?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. My own take on this here is whenever you get any situation where people they're not accountable, it's a problem. When you take accountability off the table, it make I believe say the government where they come do anything different from the previous government, needless to say. But my disappointment here is if we get all them parliamentarians we comprise of multiple different parties and where they inside how they all left to them they passed and bill like this. So now where you they say let people they not ask you or let them just give you a blank check. So you want to tell me say, Mr. President, how you go hold a straight face for ask anybody let him be accountable to you? I don't think say he right. And me want for ask this question. Waiting the SLPP supporters then think about this kind of bill. Now me question this. Waiting then think is this progress? So I mean as far as me concerned, I don't lose hope in the progress of we country. Now that's me get for say. And I not get much for say. I mean,
yeah, that's not a lot, Seth. And you make a point. The platform we sort of highlight where you talk say APC, LSLPP, all the other party them now color difference, but they all not the same. Then they very touching, and then they as Sierra Leonean we need for a think if somebody really convince himself say this is not the case. It's really terrible though. But thank you. Yes, it's really terrible because Why then do 3 branches of government now for accountability, balance of power? So one person no go get the same. So this parliament just they keep on giving the president so much power. And look the ridiculous example where Honorable Tunis make. Say, oh well, where they travel, other country then get for provide security, all other thing. The other thing we come to my mind, but I want for left and for my conclusion, is it not going to necessarily mean say, if this not going to mean say, other country them, they ask President Bill, say, they visit them frequently, so it cost them too much. So now President Bill now one cut down on in traveling, and one now let the Salone people and take that tab day. But if they make them accountable, people then go complain, say it too much. Because otherwise, waiting at the justification for not make them accountable. Because if really they try for say enough for give account, so it tell me say the spending not legitimate, not reasonable. Because now they try for legitimizer.
Why are we even sitting on commission of inquiry? Because they want for them to be accountable.
Exactly. So if you do the right thing, why you for scared for be accountable? If you do the right thing. But because of the spending not reasonable, and see say if they account for them, people then go hold them to it. So now they want for waive that. Say not for be account. Anyway, let me hear from other people there, because I want to go now to my conclusion. But thank you so much, Madam Bendu, as always. Great point. Thank you. God bless. All right, let me take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's in your name and who say they call from, please?
Hello, Mr. Kabo. How are you, sir?
I did do well, brother. So, what's in the name? I can recognize the voice.
This is Abdul from Pennsylvania.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brother Abdul. And what do you take on this issue tonight, sir? Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Mr. CEO, the country is in a big mess. Then the law we just talk and I mean plain blank. Some of we, to be honest with you, some of we not the surprise at all with what they happen at that country at all. Me, like me in particular, not the surprise. The reason being, some of we, we get sense now the same way this particular guy and some of the guys same way in this administration, where they govern the country. Some of we will be get sense now. We know what they're capable of doing. But one thing we they continue for destroy the country. If we, I talk this thing all the time, if we as a people, as a nation, not grab and team up and able to understand, see, the country not just belong to few people and we take themselves for being elites then. It belongs to everybody unto that Migranina, that village. We just above say if I go plant plazas, you able to grow that plazas say you cut them for go sell before you get things for it. If we not see them as a nation, or we not begin think as a nation, say, then people and they equally to anybody who will take as an elite in that country, they suppose forget a fair share or fair share. Now the cake for that country, they we're not ready for go before it. What make her say this? Whenever something like that thing there they happen. I'm glad the way you reference some of the callers them they call we don't openly talk to them SLPP supporters them and some other political parties. Like me an APC are the supporter, they make them clear to me. I don't make them clear before. But where something been they happen during the Anescoma regime, some of we been very vocal on certain things. We will say, okay, right. It's not just about you supporting a political party. It's about you getting the interest of the people in the country. Now that's then called patriotism. It's not, you know, they be patriotic to a political party. No. You be loyal to a political party. Patriotism always belongs to a nation. How comes with the see things them with the turn people and they turn their eyes them at the other side? When you talk about something and they say, "Oh, bo, let me go," you know, APC. Now that make you they talk this. No, unless we as a nation see things them in a perspective of a nationalistic lens, we're not ready for go before. You know, as begin to talk for say some of we not surprised in anything they happen. Then people are where they run the affairs of this country. Not the people away to me, honestly, Mr. Tabo, I don't feel say they'll get that country that heart. I don't. Because their actions are not a match with the words them way they say. You know, I mean, I really sorry way this the time don't run out. I will try for call again before my finish.
Yes.
But I don't want to hold up to other people.
That's
I
what
will call back, sir.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, brother, because we get plenty of people in the line, and we'll maybe go for another 10 minutes, and then we'll close. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name? And who say the call from, please? WhatsApp, please.
Mina Francis, I call from Minnesota.
Hello, brother Francis. Thank you so much for your call. And what are you take on this particular issue tonight, sir? Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Me take it very simple and straightforward. Me now one of SAPP supporter, and I support Mother Bill, but I not support the bill in any way or form. I not support the bill today. I not support them tomorrow. Because we all, even if me a SFP supporter, I want accountability in other country day from head to toe. Now that me believe. I want my mother be accountable down to the last person. Because me day America, I believe saying accountability na make this country they will say a day. So if them be accountable, mother be accountable. Down to the last man, Salone go better for we all. Number two, I want my people then make them realize, see, waiting with the talk now for who they cry now. So now that blind check day, that blind check, now they be don't give to the past regime there, not to just this recent past. All these years, now that blind check day, then be don't give them, way them be don't the spend money left and right unchecked. I just glad the way the awareness don't do now. If not so people then be don't aware before now. Like this anti-corruption business or commission of inquiry for done day. At least that awareness for don't really make people then put a stop to people. But all these years, we see now na commission of inquiry, people then get houses, then we don't know able account for them. And because then we don't give them that blind check for years. Imagine President the worker, apart from out of Salone, where then they come, where then the worker inside Salone, where then they go upline, then they pass. When they see them black SUV, you know, black high Toyota pickup, where they be in there. Now money inside. All these years, we have been in a Salone, all the past years, so they see them, what kind of they see a bank, what kind secure. Now money inside in this way. At the end of the day, I'm glad that awareness they don't do. And again, why make that bill pass in parliament? Well, plenty of people then they talk no more, they don't know why they pass that bill. It go easily. In the midst of APC parliamentarians and then SLPP parliamentarians, why that bill they pass easily? Because they own the camp. Then they do their own quietly and they come up so that themselves then go on make their own pass. Would I know safe if they not be done pass the quietly unannounced to the general public? Who they make because the first one try they wouldn't be make with the general public be no, people then raise an eyebrow. So until now, they don't arrange them to themselves in the parliament. Nobody know. So if they work for them. Now the president, he only the vice president and the speaker, and I come up now the limelight, now make people then they make noise. But the parliamentarians and you will become up in the public, then be raise the red flag. Then don't arrange them to themselves. Now because something they go on, now it make that bill they pass. easily. Either the young be don't pass quietly among themselves, or the young they in the pipeline. Now the whole thing is. So somebody be the measure Ben Kefala in name. Ben Kefala no get anything for do with waiting don't go on at parliament. Now we responsibility for saying no to waiting don't go on. I tell you, I plenty thank you, but now we just realize this concern will be raised now, it day in place. But if we don't day in place more before now. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, my brother. And I'm glad the way you take we far back and say this blank check idea mentality, it don't spoil the country because and that way, yes, na allegation we don't know, but the question where you ask it in place, why the bill pass easily like that in a parliament? So thank you, and our question will we all for ponder, and let we fight as Sierra Leoneans, let they reverse them the same way as they reverse that increase with the one getting safe. If we talk, then see say is not popular, clearly then go reverse them. The president gets an opportunity not for sign them, even though I strongly believe say aware. Because if you're not aware, enough for be go the minister, not for be table them. They must don't discuss them among the cabinet. So, but again,
I reason with you. I support that. You know, SFP supporter, but I know they support them kind of thing. And they support them today. And they support them tomorrow.
And thank you again, my brother. And I'm glad the way we all they come together for like we put Salone first. Let we hear from other Sierra Leoneans them. Thank you. God bless. VOS Network. Hello, caller.
For like we put Salone first. Let we hear from other Sierra Leoneans them. Thank you. God bless.
All right, caller. Please call Anna for turn down the volume of your set so we go before you, because I know say yes. People and they say I get nice voice, but I don't think I will hear my own voice. So let me try.
Sorry, hello?
Yes, that's okay. So thank you so much for we call and waiting your name and who say they call from, please.
Emina Kumo, they call from New York. And sorry, I be only listen to the previous caller and I disrupt the whole thing. So
all right, but now very salient point. So go ahead with your comment.
I just want to emphasize on this particular man who they called Sidi Tunis, who champion the government affairs and parliament. You see, away Sierra Leone, we not get integrity and we not scrutinize people improper. Doing the forensic reports when they analyze the people that will take money, Sidi Tunis was given 690 million for go bill a library na in 2 chiefdom we make up in constituency. What he do? The structure we me see, because me say familiar with structure and expenditure. The structure we me see each not pass 50 million each. And then structure then still they under construction. The one still there under construction. Yes, when they show the structure there, and now it's a self-poster because when in name pop up, it be out of the country. So now it post the information, it post the structure there. So we no go doubt. Now just because them people here, now they actually sponsor the current administration, now it make. And the former administration, then they see all them bad things where they happen corruption, they set them out, they make them feel say them go able to buy everybody. But if find today where then they hold them accountable and then they evaluate them property there, then they fight for seize them property there. It's fine. So we go begin all with politicians there for on checks and balances. You see, but not of somebody with anybody for doubt. If you know the history proper, how it be the lobby to the former government, how they be the disburse money to them, like Naina the contractor, we not go doubt, and we not go even doubt what to make them the send na the ECOWAS parliament. We not go doubt. So I just want to emphasize on that number for now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Korombo. I just want to make it clear, say, we not get any proof of that, and not see them documents then they, but it's you say them post them, so definitely you will take responsibility. But thank you so much for your comment. Let me hear you from another Sierra Leonean, VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Good evening again, Mr. Cabo. This is Abdullah again from New Jersey. Abdullah Sisse.
Hello, Brother Abdullah. Thank you so much again for call. And what's your additional comments? 3 minutes, please.
3 quick points. The first one, I'll take some courage. I want to express some courage what I take from all the callers them today. I see where they move as a nation, not to as SLPP, APC, or waiting. Even when people they call, I feel very proud for the SLPP supporters they call and identify themselves like me. They always do, because I respect them for their opinion. And then choice for belong, not in democratic right. But then it tells the difference clearly between the support for party and support for country in an issue of this nature. So I feel very proud. That's not the first point I want to comment.
And I go join you for express that satisfaction there as well. Sierra Leoneans, they really come together on this issue. Thank you.
Great, you're welcome. And the second point is a simple question: where are the people we would expect say? Because not today we know say we parliamentarian, then even we people they dance for them. You can't say we people they can dance for them. They pull all kind of devil. We then award them symbol and then constituencies then the people and they suffered and they dance for them under rain and sun for kill them in parliament. I don't get any doubt saying that a bunch of thieves and fools then go back to that place there. But we been get hope amongst in few of them. We would expect say like we KKY enter in parliament. It just not like we Mark Pompeo been bluffed now with Donald Trump appoint him as secretary, say they bring swagger at the State Department. When I lie at the end of the day, and nonsense we they see. We they expect say, people like KKY be done at chest, we go to parliament, they bring changes them. Where are these people? Where is the leader for the opposition party, Cherry Coco? When I'm my own party a day. Where are these people? Where are the voices of these people? In a situation like this, we don't read in a parliament, we just read the mediocres them. People like Honorable Lahai Mara talk in parliament, other people in the support and the background who they add value to the speaker, the parliamentarian, these are the mediocres out there. Where are these voices? This is not my concern. If we don't read in a parliament, what's how we get for read them? We don't read them where the thing they happen in the eyes of the world. What's how we get for read them and when? This is not my concern. I hope Sierra Leoneans will think about this. The third and final point is, and as much as this don't happen, somebody rightly say, unless the president sign them, it will become law. I believe say sometimes, it can happen. Although you're already doing an escoma in time, we already the third time or the more time thing, then throw out there for see the reaction of the public. Maybe this is not something like you rightly say. No, say the president will be aware even before the finance minister go na parliament day for do this presentation. The president are aware, fully briefed about what's in the go say and what's in the come up. But I want to advise the president, I hope you will get this message, that this is not a test of in leadership. If you never get to test it, this is not a test to in leadership, the integrity, and within a campaign on, where the people they entrust them with the power for serve them, because they don't disappointed in the previous government. If you fail this test, liable for fail the rest of in test or the rest of in tenure of office. This is not a very big test. I expect much from him. I believe say go a pen. I'm very optimistic. Say go a pen in signature to this rubbish where them people here don't put together. And at that number I want to say thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, brother. And you made a great point. And Brother Abdullah, thank you. So let we hear you within another sound person.
Thank you very much.
VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
This is Fatmata again from New York.
Hello, Sister Fatmata. Go ahead, please. You get
yes, sir.
3 minutes.
One of the caller talk say how you call them that thing they be done day on for very long time. Mr. Self account our audio on social media where one of who brother talk say he be done day from Tijan Kaba in time. Okay, fine. Let's just say he be done day from Tijan Kaba in time. Then now, before then, they not pull no accountability inside Param. Now the policy where they can't pull the accountability, not only the problem, because if accountability is we don't come out of that paper, you now want tell me say today, therefore we don't hold the former president and his Koroma accountable. No. So now that make them say they try perfect now, then they hold the past government accountable, but then no one for be hold accountable. Hey God, I just want for clear that part. I just want for bring up that part say no more.
Well, if I understand, if I remember correctly, this possibility try for remind we say the blank check. So because even though it not be clearly taken out, but because of that tendency where they can always do what they want, the nobody not question them. So now that's the caller, if I understand correctly, now that's what they refer to. But now for Le President Bio go allow this clearly, written Englishman call explicitly say accountability not go for day. That Bakuov we really find out because it be hard for let them hold the president to account in the first place, even where accountability day, because people and they scare them, they give brown envelope, whatever method they can use, but for let you giant pull them off the table and use them there in the future as your weapon for or your defense. To me, really. I go left and you now. I go just wait the conclusion. Let sort of say what I think about it. But that caller, a kind of be the talk say that blank check. They don't they give the president them, the previous president them blank check, and this in fact in worse. If I understand that caller correctly. All right, thank you so much, Sister Fatmata, again for that clarification there. And let me take another call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
CEO Mila James from Virginia. How you do again?
I did do well, brother. Thank you so much. And what's your take on this issue? Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
As I say earlier on, I'm very, very disappointed. But I see, even though Serenians would fight the same cause, but I see people that they can't, the past government don't get blank check, this government blank, this. Come on, let's forget about the past government. We know say whatever if past government don't get blank check. That's why all of us advocated for the Commission of Inquiry. That's why they are in Commission of Inquiry. So whatever action of the past government, there's no way we can reverse it. The only thing we will do now for go against the present government, even though I be in support of them, but I'm not in support of them for poor me country. Because I know no other country where of course me home past Sierra Leone. And the only country where do I get. So I feel say if we they say the past government we don't do this, so they don't get blank check. Would they support this government to get blank check? Well, I don't know what would they talk. I feel say for criticize the action of this government now, whatever moves they are taking for the future of that country, we for resist them, stand tall against them. I don't care. I'm a supporter of SFPP. I feel say me and CEO don't argue several times. I feel say if you don't count the message they're against the party, may not argue. But this particular thing, I don't know. Gigi Safa, would I ever draft this particular bill himself? To get criminal intent. And I feel say anti-corruption, even they for investigate. There must be a reason who is the initiator of this particular bill. Why would it Plunter for initiate this thing? And that person needs to be investigated because that means it detects the people of Sudan. You not accountable. This thing is more than what we talk, what they see. It is more than what we see. Why they even bring up this can be? Why? That was the reason why. I'm totally disappointed. It's the worst thing, it's the worst news I would ever hear this year from a country. I'm disappointed. I'm really, really disappointed. Thank you, CEO. God bless you, and God bless you all.
And thank you, brother. And I'm so glad the way you remind people them, say me you two severally who don't disagree on issues. And thank you for where you remind people them of that. Because it clearly they show say VOS, we in a place where we want waiting good for the country. And thank you, my brother, because this Nadande they advocate. We can disagree with several issues them, but one way we they see clear one say, in order in the interest of the country, do you allow we speak up? And thank you, my brother, when you speak up tonight, and I give kudos for that. And even the previous time, them you said they make salient points. Them we just disagree on them, but thank you that you know you come and say yes, you're not a supporter of the administration, but for say you're not accountable at all. Then they really appalling, very disappointing.
Who don't even bring this idea? Who's the brain behind?
Well, even though I'm not in the cabinet, but I want to make you know clearly say the president must see that draft. The president get an idea, say he get for table something like that. But waiting, we know yes, waiting I go appeal to every Sierra Leoneans, every Sierra Leonean across the world. Let we speak out, let we sound off, so the president go take a second thought. And then say this not a good idea and save the country.
All the constituency come up from. We for call with MPs, we for write letters, now with social media, we lambast with MP them for taking even.
Well, my brother, you know, say when you say lambast people and go fishing and for cost them, let we know they are big. Yeah, but you know, say Pakrio na that mean, eh? So, but the only thing is, let we speak up, let we put them at that, let we not do them in a way that anybody go get into trouble. But let we speak up, let them know clearly, say the people of Sierra Leone then disappointed, and then say no to this. And that way the president will see the urgency for or the people them plight, because things them they're really hard.
What you really build a fear of himself, they will go do this kind of thing. You say you're a champion for fight corruption, and you say I don't want to be accountable. Come on.
Yeah, this it really surprised me though, for like even allow them for let them table them. It surprised me. But thank you. Let we hear from another Sierra Leonean waiting again for say as they try for wrap up now. Thank you so much, brother. VOS Network. Hello caller, waiting your name and who side they call from, please?
Yes, Mr. Kabo, this na Alaji Umar again, na Philadelphia.
Thank you so much, brother Umar, Alaji Umar. Waiting your additional comments. Yes, I hope say these next 3 minutes will allow you for finish your thoughts. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I did try for, they talk to me, fellow Salone people there. So far, the night is so good. Everybody all almost there on the same page. There's so many reasons we all need to put it on the same page, because if the country go before, it even impact winners overseas. Because, for example, everybody they tend for send more money now past before. Because why? Because they go high, everything they go high. So what if they send? If they send 100, 200 right now, not do for the people we they send for, because you get mama or you get you work for. There's so many people that we send for. So what if they send, ever do again? So, but if the country they run fine, the people where they govern they run the country fine, the farmers say they spend less, and that go out to we own development also, because at the end of the day, all come overseas for like develop itself. But how you go to develop itself? We get for send for more people there, it definitely not go able. So it makes sense for everybody to follow come together. It's not about being a piece of or SLPP or what, because are the most two important party than anyone in there. Because na individual, what in the can they ever come to you? Now you home, in the country you. Some of you know ever in a government. So, but we support and push them to let them do the right thing. It help people learn. The small way they send for it, they suffice them. But now how? Because everything don't go up. So now when they see what the parliamentarians they do, what thing they do? Now SFP, APC and NDC, they try for themselves. It's like look no more. If you listen no more, what's in the audio or the video, what's in, they all mean they laugh. That then they try for themselves. They don't even care because the people them put in there. So if we really sit down there, so they begin to pet themselves either because of this, because something we don't get for benefit. Nobody don't get for benefit. If people, he post your mama, he post your wedding salon, don't get for benefit. Neither you don't get for benefit. So the only thing is, we get people away accountable. When they in the country, they are accountable. They make the country, the economy go. We all go sit down, direct or indirectly. It trickle down. Naturally, they trickle down to everybody. They trickle down from in as where they send money. We don't get forever send more money again as before. So other in simple economics, it add by your own development also. It will keep more. It will develop the country more by doing some other things. Even for example, if they build right now, you're not going to build accordingly because you therefore spend more money for buy cement or anything. So it makes sense for all work come together and make sure that then people do the right thing. Not to whether I support you, advance for the APC kind of power, that's fine. But if you kind of power do the right thing, that's fine. If you don't do the right thing, we all need for speak out. If you support SLPP, speak out, let them do the right thing. Because, for example, this is not alleged. Like I wouldn't say, for example, the tip means I take this or the alleged say you want to take them. If you take that, you need to come to your pocket. Not to your own pocket no more. So why do you go support them? So they all come together. We need for come together. Don't just tell them the truth. It don't matter. Let them be in that power, but let them do the right thing. If they don't do the right thing, work for speak out or even for remove them. Thank you so much, Mr. CEO.
Oh my goodness! You know, I just feel proud of we Salone brothers and sisters that we don't call, and I want to say boku thank you to you, brother Alaji. I don't know if you get you know for how for preach and stuff, but you just don't preach to we, and remind we what we get in common, and more than what we get we different. So thank you so much for where you remind me of the commonality. Where I don't know if now you be Sam or somebody else talk about the difference between patriotism and loyalty.
And na Abdullah Kamara.
Oh, that was. I just forget where I not be kind of record that. That was brilliant.
Now all dinner so.
Okay. Absolutely, that was brilliant. Where he make that distinction there, and you now can nail them. And for to remind we say, as long as now for push the country go before, and we not there, but they also help we because the money where you get for send, the assistance where you get for give, the level of assistance where you get for give, it get for more. If the country triangle. So thank you so much for that, brother Alaji. Thank you. God bless. So let me take two more calls and then we go wrap up. Thank you, sir. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Yeah, I see you. This is Ibrahim again from California.
I'm so glad. Now you talk about patriotism versus loyalty.
I talk something about solidarity.
Okay. Well, whoever that person be,
when we all come together and we can able make very reasonable decision together.
Absolutely, we are better together. Absolutely.
Yes.
And go ahead, sir. Waiting at your additional comment, brother Abdullah.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, you know, first of all, waiting disappointing in this whole thing here. So now, I mean, for letting people there even present this kind of bill, you know, it is so that they I think say the whole thing kind of puzzle people, you know, and when you look at the beneficiaries, you know, like the president, I mean, waiting to be in position before, I mean, during the election, during the campaign, you know. And the vice president, we don't live in the West, then people there. And I mean, the person who disappoint me the most, the Speaker of the House, Abbas Bundu. Well, of course, I don't go too far to, I mean, waiting, I mean, we don't know how for over the years. But then people then all position them now then they decide for we in that country as people them for look after we welfare and we well-being. If then the table then can build there so, well, I don't know again how we will get sanity, you know. And then I go to the Minister of Finance, you know. This is not the bread and butter way immediate talk about. For table then can build there so, where they benefit only privileged few, 3 people them. You know, at this particular state of the country, you know. So this is really disappointing. I mean, feel so waiting for reduce the overseas travel instead of, you know, when I can add people and, you know, and money and give them more power for letting get people them off. Cut down on some travel that we're not necessary. Look at Tanzania, where a man can have power where is the economy they in bad shape. You know, now then they all cut. So now maybe the feel way Marabio come, it go like to them kind of people and then learn from them and see how they manage their economy. You know? But also disappointing that the overwhelming support where they give this billion at the parliament. You know, they clearly demonstrate to we say they're not competent enough, they're not loyal to the country, you know, and they not stand for the values them where the people and they expect from them. And this is now a betrayal of the national pledge. You know, you're not going to be a local scientist for, you know, say they can build there, you know, also build them where actually they benefit the people in our country, you know. But thankfully, so I congratulate the people, you know, where we all come, you know, with one voice in solidarity for condemn this unreservedly, you know, and then for send them back, it come out, and I hope say we don't send a very strong message. So the parliament, the opposition, they always then a parliament can go back and see how they will rescind this kind of decision because this they in good faith at all, you know. And I hope this does set a brighter example. Say Sierra Leone today and Sierra Leone today are 2 different, you know, terms than this because this is not the term where we inform, we are educated, you know, we can challenge government when it comes to real business. Thank you very much, sir.
Well said. Thank you so much, Brother Abdullahi, for that addition there. Let me take one more call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
Concerned citizen.
Hello, concerned citizen. Now, for reduce the volume that you set, please.
I don't reduce it now. I don't reduce it.
Okay, perfect. So you're clear now. So go ahead. What's your own contribution to this particular topic tonight? Go ahead, concerned citizen, please.
Yeah, Mr. Karim. Good evening. How are you, sir?
How do you do? Well, yourself?
Yes, I'm so glad you come with this program for let Salone people they are aware of what they go on in our country. First of all, I don't know, but I want to draw your attention to the Constitution, Salone Constitution. I don't know that maybe I know either good or maybe something left out. What did you at the year say they call the first lady His Excellency. His Excellency Fatima Bio. We vote for Fatima Bio. We don't vote for him. Now, a man no more we vote for who get that privilege for what they call a first lady. That's the one thing that we Salone people for object. But I know Salone people they come up with that. Now the first thing that we don't object make a man no say, hey, I think no say we don't go furthermore. Down they were left down one day. I'm not surprised by SLPP. I'm not surprised. I know say when they kind of power, they tell me well say, bo, this now joint to win at John West. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at them. The only people who are surprised where I get highly respectful at the parliament, himself and myself. I go friend chance, I go call him and ask and say, Bo, waiting though. If you be grab self, you talk. We know say yes. We get highly expectation from you. For they go grab, they talk on this particular bill when they pass. You not say nothing. When I'm young, I not say almost 80 or 90% people there. They get confidence on them. They not say yes. Young Kalani at that place, they not go agree for let this pass. They not say nothing. They not say nothing. They not grab him up for they go talk. Say no, I don't agree for this. But anyway, I don't know what is the reason why not talk. I don't know what will happen. What does I say? Look at the country situation there. Look at the economic day. At this time, then I could think for bring this bill come. But what a shame. What a shame. Where international people they go here and say, go look. The president could spend this money here and not get accountability. Left that one day. Make a call your attention back, Mr. Karim. The term way bill inauguration. I'm not saying Joseph Safa. He allocate money for that inauguration day. All that controller. Now be where Fatima. Accountability no come. They not give them accountability at all. At all. You see? Now they did not begin. Accountability not sure at all. Why this is for making wealth control? You see? But anyway, the good will all unite together, we all grab up, we talk, when they not say yes, Salone small.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Concern. And also you start with the First Lady, but the question where you ask, I don't do research on that. I read few books them on ethics and also how to address dignitaries them. The First Lady, according to my research, is inappropriate for call Her Excellency. The way how the research based on the research way I do.
Look who the I say now with Donald Trump in West.
Yes.
Americans will not even go to that extent to call His Excellency.
Yeah, well, for some reason, Africa, not to just Salone no more, Africa, they see that they miss kind of they inappropriately, I go put on that way, they address with First Ladies them. Because not to Salone no more, but it common Africa for let we they say Her Excellency to First Ladies them. And we in all right. And all right, but anyways, for right now, the topic where we talk about the bill, and you don't go much today. So thank you so much. Let we hear from another caller, and thank you.
Mr. Karim, I don't know. That's so the way don't pass on. So there is no other way they could bring her up. The parliamentarians they never bring her back.
No, then pass on, but for let it become law, the president get for sign them. So now,
no, I think the parliamentarians they get another way where you go. I think they get for write a letter or whatever.
Yeah, well, they get
raise the motion back.
Yes, they get
the motion back in the parliament.
They get an understanding order. Where they pass a bill for revert the decision.
For revert them back, yes.
Yes. So, but we don't know, given that the majority don't say yes to it. So I don't think guarantee they say if they introduce any other bill for revert them, if they go succeed, because this not the majority, they don't agree for pass them. Now they vote on them, even though they don't physically vote, but that yeah and nay, where to me then sensitive bill here, they need, yes, the need for get people them on record. say you vote yes or no for it. So when you do campaign, whether now the next election or after 10, 15, 20 years, if you say one become president, then go bring them back and tell you say you just like how Hillary Clinton. Now one of the things that way Bernie Sanders be hold against him, where he say Hillary Clinton get so much experience but lack proper judgment. Because one of the reasons we give that Iraq war where a vote in favor of him. So some thinking they kind bill the need for going on the record would have vote yes or no. But that nay, we not able to understand would I say yes, would I say no. But anyways, yeah, we get more calls them. Let we take I will say we'll go take the last two, but let we stretch them and therefore finish up in the next 10, 12 minutes. Thank you so much.
Ready for you issues that we come up. Very sensitive issues that I can bring up.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll go to the WhatsApp, VOS network. Call out. Waiting on your name and who side they call from, please.
Because one of the reasons we give that Iraq war.
Call out now for reduce the volume that you set, please.
Kind of bilia, the need for going on the record would have vote yes or no. But we didn't able to
call up, please. All right, well we'll go take another call then.
Yeah, we get more calls then.
All right, it look like say that caller there we get for move on. VOS network. Hello caller, waiting on your name and who side they call from, please.
Yeah, VOS. This number they call from Australia.
Hello, brother Momodu. Thank you so much for we call. And waiting on you take on this issue. Go ahead, please. 3 minutes.
Yeah, in the first place, I want to say all we politicians and then get a public apology to the entire Sierra Leoneans. Because one, then try for provoke with intelligence, then they try for do so. This thing will not get for taking a light to them from the president downwards, because before they even tailor a bill, it get for go through the president get for see, especially a bill will come from in cabinet. When I will call and say the man way responsible for the bread and butter issue in the country. So the bill go through. The president with your right mind, you see things like this inside that building. You know, able for to say, not so this have been promised them people who have in the campaign. This is far from it. If you law, I assume say, nah, this is just one extra privilege. Okay? I go say, no. This is away from, today far from what have been promised to people. But what me see clearly when I get this news from Freetown, the first reaction first, my body it frozen, collocates me first. Though I begin to think why most intelligence Sierra Leoneans they pull out from Sierra Leone because of them kind of bad, dirty politics here, where them people here they do it. And if the good people become silent, na any nation, na a vacuum for the bad people for take over. So I encourage all Sierra Leoneans we get the goodwill for say good things happen in that country there. May they not set mouth any longer. It doesn't matter whether not you party or not you party, they're not power. But let we stand for what is right, let we talk for what is right, let we not sugarcoat nothing, how we see them, now so for call them by in name. Now that no more I want for say. Mr. CEO, thank you so much. We air this program, and I hope say all Sierra Leoneans go continue for debate this thing, including the chief minister in allegation. That statement where EcoBank give na vague information because they no investigate them. They just sign a report, press release say they not get money there. Then Kefala says he believe that he say okay they not get money there. Ebo. Now, $1.5 million allegation. Now they investigate within 3 days. All ends here we need for talk about them. And we also say we thank all these Sierra Leoneans that we put more on the government for the release of we comedian Pupa. Today Pupa is out. That's because the great Martin Luther King Jr. say injustice to one is injustice to all. So we get to stand up, we get to speak up with one clear voice, regardless of we affiliation. We get for go then with political party that where we belong. That's not for stop we follow speak up for the freedom of we people in that country, for the justice of the people in that country. If Commission of Inquiry they try for pen down a past regime, and even within that past regime, they will still say people and they wave in the past regime they we still work for this government. They're not calling that Commission of Inquiry day. That make we not respect that Commission of Inquiry day because it's been it's like them the finger pick pick who they want, then the rest they left and still they work. By now, Sierra Leone wasn't happy with the chief minister in issue. If a sober government, people for protest chief minister for stoop and down until he's thoroughly investigated, proven innocent, then it will continue for work as chief minister at that country. We get for speak up. Thank you so much, CEO, once again, and God bless.
And thank you so much, Brother Momodu, where you make inform people about Pupa in release, and thank you so much, and we're all glad. Because now something where we try now for talk, but we will not get proper understanding as to waiting they go on, but so we thank you that they don't release and thank you again, and you make great points them, but clearly this now we all fight as Sierra Leoneans, and that's make the start where the way we start the program. I give reference to Ben Kelfala before he become ACC boss. Say if they speak up, and Anobi say they ever arrest them. So we say for speak up, and I don't feel so for scared for be arrested. So thank you again. Let God bless you, sir. Let me take 2 more calls. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Yes, Mr. CEO. This is Abdullah the call again.
Hello, Brother Abdullah. Thank you so much for where you call. And what's you take? What's your additional comment? Go ahead, sir.
Well, yes, the additional comment. So I get, this whole bill. Stuff here. It starts from the whole thing which I come out from the people that will draft this whole thing. They completely understand and aware of everything which them put inside that bill. They know. So now that make if you watch the bill, they see say this particular article or this particular side of the bill, we get the problem. They say and say then at the bottom part of the bill. So, which means they're very much aware of everything and they do and everything what them put inside it. But the disappointment, Naya, he actually, sincerely, Mr. CEO, he actually they go to the opposition member of parliament. We actually sit down and look at that bill. I don't really know how then they pass the bill in a Salone. To be honest with you, Mr. CEO, because it's not something with members of parliament. They actually look at and scrutinize. I don't know how comes we then things we it come up to the public. The public clearly able to see something we not right now. We not to win self and put for going to parliament. But for some reason people are able to catch them things there. I don't know if they deliberately skip that particular party, or for some reason they just feel like say, oh okay, Lord just left and so let go. The people are not going to see them anyway. They don't pass now, but they tell them they catch up, you don't go. You say I get for go. But then people they forget for say this now the days of social media where it be say they will hide. You can't hide because the people they're ready for scrutinize them, their leaders and their representatives them for anything waiting them they do where them feel say if they contrary to waiting then don't promise them. So I just feel so bad to the point that I don't even know how to express this whole thing because I complete disappointment to the whole parliament, for making them go sit down and look at this thing and just look and give them a free ride like that. Say okay, I don't even understand. For say before the Speaker of the House they call for a vote or whatever they do. For say them people are not can look at them people say For say they can just rubber stamp anything, or for say they're not able to understand the language where they did when they can live and then build there. It's sad. It's sad because now them people there will feel say that then they make laws them for in our country. And then if then they let people then the people then down like this, how the people then go get hope? And they look at the comment section where they see Miss Bendu, the comments say this whole thing a complete disappointment, and it just feel like say lose hope for everything. But I encourage Miss Sister, they are big not lose hope because the people, we the people. I know they say the one the way they inside, the way they sit in the interest too. But we the people, they monitor and they do with best for make we go highlight everything and expose everything way will cause any more continuous damage to that country. So I tell you, thank you, Mr. CEO, and I really appreciate the program the way I did moderate them. And I'm really glad above all, I really glad the way how the callers them we don't call and they participate, regardless of your political affiliation. I really am glad for the patriotism way everybody they show towards this particular issue. And I encourage everybody, if not so we think and look at issues then, believe me, then people are not going to take me for a ride. They're not going to take me for granted. So they are along with all our Australians, they do them things and in a usual, in a normal form and in a very patriotic manner. I thank you very much.
Absolutely, and thank you again. So
Yes,
you know, last now, two last calls them because we really need for go. So WhatsApp, VOS Network, hello caller, waiting on your name and who say the call from, please.
Yeah, Mina Lamin, I call from Maryland, United States.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Lamin. Go ahead, please, with your comment. Waiting on your take on tonight's program.
Yes, brother.
Please.
Yeah, this thing really sad and disappointed. You know, for a real such thing like this will happen. For let them go try for pass a bill like this is a complete disappointment. But some of we will not be disappointed because we be not see some of them here get for happen. Because also miss the whole thing now the composition of the parliament. One during the election of the speaker. So now you miss the whole thing. Because we Sierra Leoneans then we don't vote in such a way that and be so unique. Whereby the legislature for able to hold the executive accountable. But we see all the drama will be happen. Tell to this bench where them pull 10 parliamentarians, then bring the one the way they get. So now that make I say I'm not surprised. You see? And the other thing they get this libele. Now it don't happen so, my brother. People in that country not get integrity for themselves. Because you say when you sit down, you look thing like this, whether you be the go over the radio, they criticize the previous regime. Now you get the bold mind for go talk say whatever money where they give to president, vice president, that money they, you understand, for international travel. They get the right for do whatever, waiting in field for do with that money they, whilst they not get for account to we the people them. Whether the people and the money, then they take for pay. So when you don't expend that money that you say you not get for be accountable to the people, this is really sad. So at least just so fine, at least we'll say they try for speak up. Owner self where they create this forum, at least let God continue for help una. So if we say they talk, now that no more. So thank you very much, Mr. Kagbo.
Thank you so much, brother, and let God bless we all, because if una not participate, the platform not forgets this kind level of recognition. So thank you, and let God bless. So now we take the last, and no say we still get more calls them, but they are big. We all get for go it on past 10, so we don't go way more than 3 hours. So dear, let we stop here. So let we take the last call, the final caller, and VOS Network. Hello caller, what's in your name and who say the call from, please? VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and who say they call from? All right. So I think because I seen the last call. All right. Well, it look like say we go just hello, caller. Waiting your name and who say they call from? Okay. All right. Well, down there at the last call, even though the person, well, I think we get one last call from WhatsApp. So let we take him as the last call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and who say they call from, please?
Yeah, they call from United States, Ibrahim Samba.
All right. Thank you, brother. Waiting your contribution on the topic tonight, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my own contribution to this, I'm not really surprised at the Sierra Leone Parliament. Since the 1996 elections, I don't see outside Sierra Leone Parliament demonstrate similar thing like that, where Dr. John Keffer-Smart, member of the opposition, where they present a bill in the Parliament for vehicle allowances, where Dr. John Keffer-Smart go against the bill. He no member of Parliament, they raise up the Parliament well, then cost the parliamentary leader. They all grab, then gang up with Son and the SLPP at that time, Jankaba. Then all demonstrate, therefore take the bill. Indeed, then vote. Just like let's vote when they vote. Then vote that same day. Then they pass that bill late. If you already power when at the opposition leader say nothing. If you go to Parliament, you really don't say Parliament is business than they before. They don't represent the people there. When they receive them bills here, then they get time for study the bills them. They don't get consultation. They don't get nothing where they go say go back to the people them and go get the people them consent. Then just because now bargaining in the Parliament, everybody they support a company bill because Parliament will say something they come for them. This is not just the beginning. They want to start from the top and let them give the speaker themselves get some benefit so that when they bring bills there for themselves, we go benefit the parliamentarians them, it go easily be passed. So we the Labour, if you go to Parliament, we don't begin go Parliament since 1984. Now phone 9 and gets the phone. People in the Labour outside now phone in the Parliament. Everything what they do now for embezzle the people they sweat, they sit down, they enrich themselves. The only person where I admire, me not support SLP, but if I'm in there at the West End, anytime where Tawa they go into election and they support and vote for Tawa. Now the only person this one I don't see we go challenge a bill where presented by EU party. It enough and talk inside the well of Parliament. It now if they then they will go get a mind because of challenge the bill. The APC it can even kill all the people with them the praises so they say now the people in this way get the brain will not nobody now Tawa the only person and Tawa in new Parliament. After some time when he said go don't say he go don't join them. Now one pot now in Parliament. So we just a Labour now one pot. Then go there so when them say they only join. So now my own contribution this so far. I thank you so much, Mr. Karim.
All right, well, great one as the last caller, and certainly not the least important. And you just end the program with a bang. Thank you. Let God bless me, brother. And let us just take courage. But at the same time, if we're able to succeed the same way as we succeed, where they want to give themselves 300% raise, but we Salone people and speak up, and Baranta na social media they reverse them. So let we try for do something. We go make the reverse within the don't pass. So thank you. God bless. Have a good night, sir. All right, Fambulem, we don't come to the end of this program, and I see somebody ever say if me want for let Salone go bankrupt or something, but not be able to understand fully the comment if the person just did for be sarcastic or otherwise. And the last comment when Brother Thomas Lamert, you say, how I wish we return to colonial rule again. Dear me brother, I don't feel say it reached to that level there. Let we not go back to them people and they. We all know say not to be good system. and unnecessary. It just tell like we then can say military rule. Military rule, some people then can say, I remember today Salone say, oh, na soldier man and feed the country. But from research we may don't do, and but other people don't do research, military rule now the worst form of government, the worst civilian administration, a better pass military rule. So me not get no like how they say everything get pros and cons, advantage and disadvantages, but the disadvantages the way outnumber the advantages. Now the same thing again, me believe say that colonialism, the disadvantages to Africans a way outweigh the advantages. So as a result, I don't think say we need for go back to that kind thing there. Like where would they talk so? Absolutely not, because of the democratic rights them. Even though we still get long way for go, but because we get hope, so we able for speak up, and people landing at Salone, they're self able for speak up. So I think say we just need for talk about ways then for push the country go forward, but let we not think for go back to then terrible period and the way we all know say not to be the best time them. Even though some of we not be born yet, but clearly from history not to the best time them at all. So Fambulem again now for say boku thank you to everybody we don't join we. I don't get much for conclude on because I don't upfront make the case. One thing we me go say is two things actually. The first thing we directly appeal to President Bill, say this is a terrible bill. Terrible bill. Do not pass them into law. Yes, it benefit you, but guess what? Accountability, transparency, now two major ingredients for better democracy. If you be accountable, and when you they be accountable, people therefore see you they do them. So that's not the transparency. So then two then they go hand in hand. So you're not going to be transparent if you're not accountable. So waiting you get for sure. If really you say no, I'm not liable for sure anything. So then waiting you go say it's transparent. So you get for be accountable, and not only that, you get for sure people and say yes indeed you're accountable. And me feel say you for be the champion for tell people and say, just like one caller say, if you say let them know all you're accountable, then how you will tell other person say let him be accountable? Now they force them people and they can allow them thing and that's what they say in the Bible, do as I say but not as I do. And they work again. This is not modern time. This is not the 21st century. So now waiting they work. Now lead by example. So you get for sure example, and then people then go to follow you. Go make a better leader where you lead by example. But you not go say something and you want to let people then follow what you they say, but you they do something completely different. I go give you personally, I go give you the benefit of the doubt, but I strongly believe say you know you don't see that clause there. Para act, para build. So it not surprise me for like the minister, the finance minister go table you clearly na cabinet, una don't get go ahead, they don't discuss them with you, so you're aware of it. But you still get the chance because the people and as the program today, few SLPP supporters them make them outrightly say that they support you, but this particular bill then disagree with it. So then they urge you not for sign them. Send them back, let them they left the clause as a bidet before this one. Let them really go back and remove them from the entire act and then pass them. If other things then they, because like me in fact, but good things then they way I disagree with. But this particular one, he really passed mark. La put am pa broad creole. So the other thing where I say two things them. The second thing where I really want for bring to the attention of una, I don't know what thing they go on. Somebody talk about but I don't know what thing they go on with Honorable Tunis. It really shameful though. We dey feel say we for export, we best people them. The people them we get sound judgment. But with the export somebody, we get this kind colonial perception. You go to the that criminal libel law. It is in favor of them. And now look the bombshell where it don't can it like really publicly try for defenders said because of where the president they travel other country them now then they take the tab. So it's nice now for let the president self gets the opportunity for take them tab then they what's in the solution to it? Reduce the rate at which they travel. That is so simple. Now you even don't get more ambassadors them. Why you still let travel fitifata? Really? And now that travel there for like we not able to get accounts as to the cost of it. You want for wipe them and legalize them? Something way unreasonable? Ebo. And one thing where the other thing where I go say na ya America where given them GDP, now the richest country in the whole world based on the GDP. Because when you divide the GDP by the population, it not be the case. We they call them GDP per capita, that per capita income. It not be the case. It not be the richest. But in terms of the overall GDP of the country, America is the richest country in the world. But guess what? Then we always see where Congress can they fight. Then get ceiling per the debt. They put a cap. What in that cap mean? Where the government don't reach that level there, then get for go back. Congress deliberate time and stuff like that and give the government go ahead for continue for spend or for continue for trust money. Just imagine the richest country then put a check and then they make sure say they know how the government they spend. They know that. Then president they travel and each travel severally people don't even put numbers say in first year. The first year or first 2 years where he be president, the money where Trump don't spend. He pass Obama the entire 8 years. I don't hear plenty of them comments then they. How they able to know that? Now because of accountability. So Mr. President, if we don't know how much you they spend, how we go able for tackle any situation from the spending? Because you get the information and then you know how to address any potential issues. So how we gonna know say you they overspend? How we gonna know say certain trip not worth it? How we gonna know all that if you're not accountable in terms of the full cost of it? So according to the report, say, oh yeah, tickets not included and stuff, but other than that, everything else, then for you blank check. If you spend how you want, and you're not accountable to anybody, that by itself not sound right. As a president, as somebody we want for left legacy, it not sound right. That you don't need for get degree for no say. It not sound right. Let's give you a quick example before I close. Picking them way, then they under parental control. But anytime them picking them they go out and come, mama, papa, they ask themselves, who shall you come out? Where till you go do there and all that? Them picking and they were raised now they host then they. then you shift, you look, then picking them way, mama go one for no side go, who's party there with and this. Look at them two picking them there, majority of them, how did they come out? The one where mama no one know, papa no one know how they do and everything, most times they go wayward. Because of they're not accountable. One thing where you need for know is, Mr. President, any Pekin, if it no say where I go na this place, I remember walking they play ball. If it's who go play ball, and after until we go now water side, you know, like go swim, then kind of thing, and they, you mama they just watch you read and stuff, and then because like then salt water, if you see mix so it salt all the beat safe. So waiting now they can do, because you know say you get for tell you parents them usa you be there all along. Waiting that they do, they restrict you from doing certain things because you know say you accountable. You get for tell you parents them. So, but if you're not accountable, if mama no get for ask me, papa no get for ask me, they do everything, whether right or wrong, everything under the sun I go do. Past some time now, something terribly happen, we go stop me. And at the same thing, similar situation this, Mr. President, if you don't get any option for be accountable, you don't get no constraint whatsoever. And Salone not rich like that. Even the richest country, like how the example I give, then get ceiling. So this is very simple. Very, very simple. All they need for do is, like how somebody say, they extend you incidents. Now yeah, where I be they travel the previous position where we get now my workplace before this new one. Any side where we want to go, then get maximum where you know the account for, where then go charge them as either you call them miscellaneous, but we call them incidents. When a day you go pull, you make phone call to UF or you pick in them and all the affecting the way you need. But waiting and do, then give a maximum amount. Let's say for example per day, then say $30 or $50. So you food where you they eat, meal, then give maximum. If instead of you go eat fine, you're gonna find a restaurant where the maximum will be, let's say $30 for $30 or $50. I just they throw numbers them. I know we'll give you exactly the number, but let we say $50. Then put for dinner. So where you they go now? If you really want for eat with your wife for waiting, if you pass that $50 day where the government they reimburse you, guess what? Now you they pay them. So waiting that they do, it make you reasonably to know how you they spend. And the other thing again is the people them where they want for keep small change out of their money, then they go maybe in a fast food where you know go spend reach that amount. So you get them. So if you feel say really $10 for example where you go save from this, then you adjust yourself. But clearly you get for be accountable. Clearly then get for put a cap. A maximum where you for spend each travel on certain things them, then get for put that. Otherwise it go be a balloon like how Mr. Ben Kelfala talk about, say bogus spending. Then it will be bogus spending where people are not get for no you commodity. Then we get the tab now, the credit card statement, and realize say, oh my goodness, now this president bill do. But the thing where I want for assure you, Mr. President, me not a politician, but guess what? That same way where now you party get a majority, that way where you the bulldoze and pass any kind bill, where you commodity. The people that we get for day, now the same way back, then go pass bill, we go back for look into this. Just like how you do President Koroma, former President Koroma. and not then a power, and not get the authority now. So you pass commission of inquiry and say if you declare an asset publicly, guess what? That's not part of the law, because the commission of inquiry, the instruments them, don't pass na parliament and become law. So that the same way. So for right now, you go feel say benefit you, but this law and not get for override any other law where they get for pass. Then go repeal this one. Then go repeal them and then come as far back as the time where you start for rule and say they want for know how you spend that money. Definitely. So to me, I feel saying a way for save yourself that embarrassment day. Just like how now, shamefully, I use that word day loosely, shamefully, the former president, the lawyer, when JFK, Joseph Fitzgerald Camara, they ask the commission of inquiry, say the president, former president, not for declare a asset publicly, therefore do them in secret, because na embarrassment, because it is disrespectful of the president. My goodness. Now that kind of Salone that we really want for picking them yet unborn, where people are not for be accountable. Why we not go see this as an opportunity for push Salone accountability go before? Because if president no say, then go do this to him where he left there. Guess what? He go be careful what they do. He go make sure say he get all the paper they way go coincide with whatever assets they accumulate now, for make sure say it within the expectation. So to me, 100%, I agree say former President Koroma for declare an asset publicly now the commissions of inquiry, because it go serve the country right. This go be a good precedent where any other president come, the expectation, then craft them with the ACC that they're not going to do them publicly, but if they do a commission of inquiry, set them up and ask them, say them for declare them publicly, and also defend as to how they get their wealth then they, to me that by itself, a huge check as to waiting then go do where then in a power. So Mr. President, if you go ahead and sign that bill there, I know they threaten you, I know get that power there, but if you go ahead and sign that bill there, no feel say you don't get off the hook. No, it's just a matter of time. Then go pass a bill where go repeal, then go repeal this one and pass a bill where go force you for account for all you travel them and try for justify the wealth where you go accumulate as a result of not being accountable to the people of Sierra Leone. Because otherwise, why you not for be accountable? If not a way for accumulate wealth, why? Waiting wrong for say, oh, I spend this, I spend on XYZ or Z. Waiting wrong. If not good spending, that spending way worth it. As you they make we believe say all you travel worth it. If indeed it worth it, waiting at the reason we make you know for show people them how much you spend on your travel. Why? So fumble them, I'm not saying that questions they all ask, but I questions them for clarify things. So to me, Mr. President, I think you're then on the wrong side of democratic history. We then talk about good governance, you're then on the wrong side of that history there. So dear, therefore come back. And you're a young man. Not to them, and no offense to older folks them, but I expect, say, you for they look at things from that lens. Where you go say the 21st century lens. Not to the people them way, now all politics there sabi, how for embezzle things, and how for rip the country off, how for continue for wallow the country into abject poverty. But that's the old politicians then, Sabi. So why you want to be part of that? Why you want to be on the wrong side of history, Mr. President? But anyways, I want to tell everybody thank you for waiting and join we. And by God's grace, I don't talk about I go play the audio of the president, the former president, in the position, a report we talk about whether or not former President Kuruma for declare an asset publicly now the Commission of Inquiry. So let her play for now, not a long one though, a short one. So that way they we go get a sense, because for some reason, I know let we APC brothers and sisters then feel say this not just party thing, now SLPP no more. That country there, APC, SLPP, and again not on party sign, because then two party then they we don't know. They don't put that country there. So dear, let we not take this by party. Let we all, even just as we appeal to we SLPP brothers and sisters, when we appeal to them for let them say no to this bill. Now the same thing again with the appeal to una, encourage una for let former President Kuruma declare an asset publicly at the Commission of Inquiry. So that one day go help for shed light, particularly going forward. Because waiting that go do, it go make the next president, the current president, the one where they come after him, for be cautious. Say no matter what you think, no matter whose kind law you pass, no matter what you do, where you day in a power, after you come out, you go be accountable to the people of Sierra Leone. So this is not a good thing. Let we support them, me fumble them. So let us play the audio. So I go get them, and then I go come and just say tata fumble them.
Good morning. What you say inside this program this morning? Say Justice Thompson go to the rule on former President Ernest Bai Kuruma and answer them. Tell you about this.
Yes, indeed, Justice Thompson, Bankole Thompson, and the Commission of Inquiry go to the rule, ruling whether it's possible for make the Commission of Inquiry look into the assets, the property them, and the accounts of former President Kuruma in public or in private. This come about after the lawyer for former President Kuruma, Joseph Pidgeot Kamara, will be one-time ACC commissioner and also Attorney General Minister of Justice under the Kuruma administration. There is an objection, say they don't go find the commission look into the assets of President Kuruma in public and go prepare for medicine in private, because they say if that happened, they not already set a very bad precedent that when President Madabio in time done, the other governments where they can inside go force a commission of inquiry for me them go investigate account them and property them public. It's not so good precedent at all. And say because no matter what will happen, I say for consider say former President Kuruma was elected constitutionally by the people of Sierra Leone, and that therefore go all out to make sure say the respect we deserve to get up. So after a series of presentations, arguments and counter-arguments between Joseph Kamara and the lawyer who represent government, the judge for intervene, Justice Bankole Thompson for intervene and ask the two lawyers there for the defense, the government and the lawyer for former President Kuruma to a meeting. And after the meeting, the guy adjourned that issue there, and he decided for adjournment and decided say in a give ruling today for make the public will know whether for this for discuss the property then the former president in property then whether for look into the public on the ongoing commission of inquiry, or they will look at in private, at least not for jeopardize the respect of the former president, because if they do it now, anytime we President Bio come on power, he said the same thing will happen to Trump, according to Joseph Kamara. So they don't look into that very, very seriously. They gave ruling at 10 o'clock this morning.
Okay, Amara, to another story. SL2 don't talk, say they're still concerned about 30% salary increase.
Exactly. They say so that they're not been expecting 30% increase for teachers, and that what they expect, according to what they discussed in the debate, now 50%. And so, but for them go can't give them 30%. You know, so not that they expect to say the government take their back, and that SLC they meet, and whenever discussions they arrive at, and then they go make the public know what's in the position of not only the Salone teachers, you know, but the teachers generally across the country. Because whatever happens, if the government did not establish the teaching service trade group negotiating council, where they discussed for the last 3-4 months all what in place they will do for address the issue of the welfare or the condition of service for teachers. So, but if that not happen, they can give them 30%, where they don't really expect. They say they will meet, and then once they meet, any additional way the union take in collaboration with the teachers, then they will become public. They can go for draw the government attention. And this also come up after we understand, say, so allege them at the Sierra Labour Congress, mind you, at the trade union organization where they all day for address issues of workers across the country. Say, there, as far as they're concerned, the negotiations still go on between the Employers Federation and the Federal Labour Congress on the minimum wage and the condition of service for commanders generally. They say, but for the Minister of Finance go announce an increment from 500,000 to 600,000, the minimum wage, and also 30% for teachers. Then they say, and the government take them back, and because of that, you know, we understand that they meet, and once they meet, they also plan to see they allege them at this country for explain to them what are their position, and then make their position very clear.
Okay, Amara, you can tell this other story as we understand. Say the International Monetary Fund, when IMF don't say the welfare for citizens in Salone is still a big challenge. How this can for happen?
Well, we've been getting a team of IMF officials there where they've been in this country, where they've been done there from October to the 13th of November, where they stayed down at this country, and when they look at so far the progress so far, where the government don't make, and how they feel say IMF still will come in for support the government in that direction. You know, from the 30th of October to the 13th of November, 9 then done a mission in Sierra Leone, a whole series of meetings with officials, NRA, the government, Ministry of Finance, and they also then don't put in position that they accept the recommendations with the government and make. They support the government in policies and when don't bring down in terms of fighting corruption, in terms of and making sure say the government raise the much needed revenue. They say despite all these successes, I quote exactly. I quote the head of the mission, winner Karen Ongle. They say despite the successes where the government does it, they say the welfare of the people is still a big challenge. It's the why Sierra Leone continue for recover. You know, the outlook is recover from the shock and other things. You see, the outlook remains challenging in terms of improving the welfare of the people. They say the economy they continue for recover. You see, with economic growth, you know, where they pick up by 5.1% before the end of December. And therefore, they congratulate the government and the people of Sierra Leone for the policies the way they pursue for trying to improve the economy. They say the authorities and they pursue good national development plan against fighting financial.
All right, Fambulem, I want to say boku thank you to the people that we put together that report today. And Fambulem Nadoyeri, so now that what they are go left foot now, say what a shame for lack a whole, but again, I'm not completely surprised because as usual, na in self-interest, they try for portray na ya. A whole somebody will be don't be the boss na the ACC, the chairman of Anti-Corruption Commission, and then it go for be the the Minister of Justice and Attorney General. For like he say, it go be a bad precedent, bad example for let president declare an asset publicly. How that one they be bad example? Really? What's bad about that? And then, so it's like saying a word of threat. If they send out to the BO administration, say, well, if you do them today and when you turn calm, we go do the same thing. To me, it's like saying that they try for do. But guess what, Fambulem? To me, it get for start somewhere. And Usai, it get for start, now they start so. Le former president, yes, at the appeal to me, APC brothers and sisters. Dear, let we not see this in a party lens, from a party lens, please. Because if we allow that now, guess what? President Bill will be included in that kind of process day. So that thing where we all done they talk about, say therefore declare the asset where they pass that envelope to ACC, therefore make them public waiting then at that envelope day, not to just the person where they appoint for be the ACC boss, as we see all to the ACC boss them, don't serve the people that we appoint them. So me fumble them, to me I don't feel say for left Salone corruption just na the hands of ACC, because ACC to some, like I say no more, they don't show, and Ben Kelfala slowly I use the word slowly, they go na that path day where I be making clear during me broadcast on Monday. And not begin no business for defend the chief minister. But what did he do? He defend the chief minister. So to me, now again, another sort of sniff test where they show slowly instead they go now that same direction they. Where JFK we don't take, and where Andy Macaulay take, and now instead slowly they go on that path there. Where not to the country it is serve, but the party, the person or the people them we put them there. And me fumble them, then they we all know say not to the right way for fet corruption. Because when you fet corruption that way there, you go only get gravitas against the people them we not elect you. I mean we not put you there. So that's gonna mean the immediate past administration. Now you will make all kalala against. But after that don't pass, you don't prad them and everything, come to your own administration, you don't get no say. Because of not them put you there. And not them you they answer to, you they say yes sir to. And that's not him me feel say. We need for make very clear. So the way will they make them very clear now for tell the ACC boss, tell everybody in the administration, say President Bill, you did na the wrong side of history where it come to this bill. Because with this bill, we not go able for no wait how you they spend money where you supposed for tell we. You supposed for tell the Sierra Leoneans them how you they spend the money. After all, you need to pay tax. You get tax exemption. So now the people the money where you not contribute towards. So how you for spend money where you not contribute towards financially because you need to pay taxes for spend them. And when you then give the mandate for spend the money, but yet you say no, you know for account to them, you know for tell them how you spend them. Ebo, it sound right? Absolutely not. But even with that, I go end the program for say let God still bless you, let God direct you now the right path to me, not to necessarily anything we necessarily knew. We may not see what he knew it. Like a good no. Let it be the right direction. So we pray for you, let God direct you in the right direction. And one of which is say no to this bill. Send them back for more deliberation. Or cancel them outrightly. Let them repeal them. And Yumkela, the Honorable Dr. Kande Yumkela, and other people, I understand, say Tawasef be part of it, and other C4C members, they don't join them. And I believe, say, other APC, some APC MPs themselves join them. They try for table another bill we go reverse waiting they don't do so. So then they go be awesome. And Mr. President, we go urge you as Sierra Leoneans them, try for encourage them parliamentarians then they for let them pass that bill there. So that way you not go look bad. So until then, I want to tell all the people that we don't watch plenty thank you. Lord God bless una with una families. Let God bless the entire VOS family. And let God bless we presenters them. Let God continue for give them the courage and conviction for let them they give them all for push Mama Salone go before. And above all, the one and only country where me and you two go call Mama Salone. Let God bless that country there. And the people them where they suffer now, let God give them soften conditions. Let God make conditions they improve. Let the leaders they were supposed for take care of the bread and butter issues then concentrate on their issues then they instead of for make them pockets swell. So dear me fumble them. La lefuna with this. And again, Mina Abdul Karim Kagbo, the founder and CEO of VOS Network, they say Tata.